Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie. So what? And that full blazer, Ramon.
Welcome to episode 54 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know this guy over here.
And that full blazer, Ramon.
On the other side, we have and together we form
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Make sure you check it out, homie.
Check it out.
I really savor that intro now. Now that I know it's gonna go away, dude, I'm like, it kind of makes me sad to hear almost, dude. Like,
At some point it'll go away. But for now, we're gonna
place it with some dope shit, though. I'm not worried.
Just
Facts.
know that it will be replaced with extra fire.
Extra fire, mom.
We're gonna hope so.
I hope
We
so.
You guys have any fucking questions or anything?
You know, I thought about earlier. I didn't actually think of a question, but I was gonna be like, we should post in the group and just like see if anybody responds to it with a question. But I must have slipped my mind because I didn't end up doing that. So I don't even know why it was worth bringing up.
That's you guys are all potheads this one. You guys have
Pretty much.
Yeah.
great ideas, and then all of a sudden it's like, the fuck?
Just flashes of brilliance that fade away.
I was gonna bring it up, but
as quick as they came.
I was gonna bring it up, and then I moved on with my life. It's exactly what he thinks.
I mean, what else am I gonna do, dude? They can't stop.
No, actually, it's not really a question, but we can discuss it early on.
Okay, let's discuss.
This was gonna be a conversation later on in the episode, but it started in the group chat. You're not in there anymore because you're not on Facebook.
Spiritually, though.
Spiritually, you are. But so they came out with a lot of the Golden Globe nominations. Stop looking at my fucking screen, you asshole.
I saw that picture in the notes. No, it's when I lean over. It's when I lean over. I'm not leaning over at all. Trust me.
All right. So there were some Golden Globe nominations, and that was the conversation, like which ones are best. So here are the nominations, and then I was actually surprised to hear a few, like how people listed them in their order of which ones are best. So these are the nominations for Best Television Series Drama. And it's The Crown, Ozark, Ratched, Lovecraft Country, and The Mandalorian.
I've only seen 2 of those shows, so really? I can't speak on The Crown, Lovecraft Country, or Ratched.
Oh, you're horrible.
But I mean, I don't think they're going to give it to The Mandalorian.
I don't think so.
As much
either.
as I love Mando and I wish they would, I feel like, at least not yet. Maybe it's still too early, but I mean, then again, who knows, dude? Like, I don't know what they think, but I think it'll go to Ozark, just based on how fucking dope Ozark was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like for the 3rd season, right? It's not.
4th season is coming up. Yep.
4th season.
4th season is coming up.
4th season's coming up, but like they're talking about.
So
They were talking about
Damn,
season
they're
3.
judging that shit already. It didn't even come on. Yeah, no. I think Ozark, but then I hear good. You said good stuff about Lovecraft Country.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard great things about The Crown.
Fucking amazing.
And Ratchet's really the only one I'm really not familiar with. I'm guessing it's like nurse. She like a nurse that kills people
Nurse
or something?
Ratched,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Nurse Ratched. I guess she's a character from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes. I'm familiar with that.
See,
Is
I've
it like
never...
a spin-off? Like, or is it just like the idea? They're like, okay. Or is there like...
No, it's a continuation.
Like a continuation
okay.
of her.
Damn. Okay.
Or maybe a prequel.
I think it is a prequel.
Ooh.
Yeah. I did watch Ratched, and it is a prequel.
Into that.
Word. So since you haven't seen it, but what would be your choice? You said Ozark?
I think Ozark, yeah. I mean, just between the 2 that I saw, I don't think they'll give it to Mando. I don't think they take it seriously enough.
I know Johnny saw all of them, so I'll give my take. So,
Damn.
So I've seen them all except for The Crown.
Okay.
I've never seen The Crown, so instantly it goes to the end for me. It honestly, the name, everything, like I'm sure it's a great show, does not pique my interest.
Downton Abbey or some bullshit.
Yeah,
dude.
like some shit like that.
Bullshit.
So, and this one was kind of tough. So the reason why my my listing, and it makes sense. Like they probably won't select Mandalorian. However, I chose Mandalorian 1, Ozark 2, Lovecraft Country 3, Ratched, then The Crown. So the reason for it is like and of course, like this is going to be a majority of people, and a lot of people aren't into the Star Wars shit, whatever. But for me, it was number 1 only because of the feeling that I got, like the way that it fucked around with my emotions and like excitement. We were doing it week to week. Like I was excited for that for like Ozark. I'm definitely excited. Like fuck, like I like Ozark's, new whatever. We have to watch the next episode. Right. But Mandalorian just piqued my, like every single week, like the way that they did everything was amazing to me. And knowing everything behind the scenes that it took to bring that world to life, amazing to me. So that's why I went with Mandalorian first, because I see all the background shit. I see, the feelings that I got from it and whatnot. Ozark is by far one of my favorite shows. I love that show. That fucking show is great.
Forced me.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country. I also loved, however, I remember it had his good moments and then it had his what the fuck moments, which isn't necessarily bad, but at the same time, it's like,
sure.
Like I'm watching it and I'm excited to watch the next week, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. It's not like really having me drawn into the point where I'm just like, yo, next week's episode, I need to watch this like the way that the other two do. Ratched, I started watching. It was good, but it wasn't for me. It's like she what's her name? The star of it. She's
I don't know her name. I didn't watch it.
Well, she's on
famous.
Yeah. She's on all the fucking American Horror Stories.
I hate American.
Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, Sarah Paulson.
She was in the OJ. She was what's her face? The prosecutor, Marsha Clark.
Marsha Clark. Yep.
That was dope.
Yeah.
OJ versus the People.
Really
I really love.
So
that.
Sarah Paulson, I like. She's a great actress. Yeah. She plays that same role like all the fucking time. That creepy person. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. So watching that one, like I only saw it because my girl was into it.
Oh, damn. She
wanted to watch it because she loves Sarah Paulson and so we saw it together and it was good. Like I was watching it and I wanted to see what the story was about, but it was just like it felt like American Horror Story to me. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's interesting and then you kind of fall off. And obviously The Crown I haven't seen. So that's my order.
What is The Crown? Can you just give me a brief synopsis?
The Crown is it's a biopic style show of Queen Elizabeth.
That's right, because they made a big deal out of Princess Di was in it, right? Like they have somebody playing her.
In the most recent, in the last season that I'm assuming is the one that's up for the Golden Globe, that one had Princess Di. But it starts all the way from way back when
back.
Queen Elizabeth was originally crowned.
And it's dope. Yeah, I want to hear Johnny's.
Seasons.
I want to hear Johnny's.
6 seasons.
6 seasons of The Crown?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I thought that was like newish.
Nope, 6 seasons.
No,
Fuck.
6?
Yeah, it's it's probably 5.
Seasons.
Is it like 6 coming in 2024?
Well, it's
I think
named.
it's 4 seasons.
You are right. You are right. For what? But I guess it's been renewed for 6
already. That's a good sign, though.
Oh, it has been renewed. Okay, because I had heard that they weren't planning on doing any more.
Well, I don't know, but on IMDb it has it up to
close
6. That's why I thought that there was 6.
Okay,
but it's 4 seasons. 4 seasons.
Good. I would watch 2 more seasons of it. It's my turn. Let's see. For me, I think I'm gonna go with Lovecraft Country first.
Mm-hmm.
And is this like our guess or what we want?
I would say more like what we would want.
Okay, I'm still gonna go with Lovecraft Country first. I was just talking to my friends about it this weekend. Like, I really thought it was such a well done show. I had definitely like it wasn't. I can't remember if they released it all at once or if it was weekly. I think it was a weekly release because it was
weekly.
HBO.
Yeah, Lovecraft was weekly.
But I was late on it, so I might have been able to watch it all as I needed to, and maybe like the last one or two episodes hadn't released when I started watching it. So by the time I got to it, I think I was able to watch whatever as it released,
right,
or as I wanted. So. For me, it was like the story was very extremely well done. Like
yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
Whole thing about the magic and the mystic, but it's then it's like deeply rooted in the Tulsa bombings and all the race riots that happened then, and there's this whole overarching thing about what it means to be black in America in that time,
and that's what made
like
it
the
great.
1950s. Yeah, that's what made it great. The magical story and the Lovecraftian monsters that were in there, they were cool, but it wasn't like an amazing story or overall story arc. But the whole overarching thing about how all of that impacts now that it's a black family that's experiencing it, right? Because we've seen movies like this before, like the concept of, boys trying to find mystical ancestor and information about it, that's been done before. But the impact of being a person of color in America in the 1950s and traveling the country and experiencing this and trying to use it. Like I was explaining to my friend the other day, like when, and it's kind of spoilery, but I think it's totally worth it to understand what the show is, right? When there's one character who at one point gets access to a potion, all right, and the magician or the mystic person or whatnot gives them this potion and says, you take this potion and you can have anything you want, right? Mm-hmm. You can do anything you want. You can be anything that you want. And she chooses to just be a white woman, like a regular old white lady.
Yeah.
She takes that opportunity to then go to a department store and get a job as a manager at a department store. This same department store that denied her a job because she was black. Now she gets to walk around the streets and people are like, stepping out of the way for her, right? And the cops are like immediately coming to her defense when somebody didn't even do anything to her, right? So all of that is like this overarching story that especially in 2020, I think had the most impact. I'll say that, there was a couple episodes I even shed some tears, like the because of what was happening in the whole story and how things were being impacted. So yeah, I'm going to say, I think Lovecraft Country, should be up there.
It definitely
as
should.
number one.
I just want to throw in there
but
because
probably
also,
Ozark is going to take it.
Maybe. But now that you mention all of that, yeah, like it was great. It came out at the great time. Like imagine how you felt with Watchmen and how we enjoyed Watchmen and it had that same underlying tone, like that feeling.
Yeah.
Same thing. First episode, when you go to watch Lovecraft Country, first episode, zero, like that's what draws you in, right? It's just like normal situation where a black family goes traveling across the country during the, in the back roads in 1950s, 60s or whatever it was, and like what their experience would be. And nothing supernatural at all. And then all of a sudden you're hit with something like wild and it's just like, oh shit.
And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, and then and then you're just like, oh shit, like what?
It's good writing right
so,
there.
So yeah, it's great writing. Yeah. So it's kind of like that same that's the best way that I could describe that. It had the same feeling of Watchmen.
That's a good feeling too.
It's a good feeling.
It's hard to find that feeling. When
right.
Not just any show can give you that Watchmen feeling. Yep. Which is, like I said, what I get from WandaVision, but talk about that.
Yes. Yeah. But
I was super happy to see it nominated because I really thought that it got kind of
brushed under the rug.
Brushed under. Yeah, you didn't hear too much about it. Yeah. There wasn't a lot of promotion for it, so
Maybe
I'm
maybe
really
because
happy
of what
it got nominated.
maybe because of the state of the U.S. at the time when it came out.
It could be that, or it could have been, the monster part of it, right?
Oh, it
Maybe
could be,
it was too much for some people.
It was one of the shows that
I
I enjoyed during quarantine.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, it was a great show. And then continue.
After that, though, I think I'm gonna go.
Ozark would be second.
I think Ozark. I haven't seen Ratchet, so unfortunately, that's gonna have to go last.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I would go Ozark, and then I would go The Crown, and then I would go Mando. I love Mando, but I don't know how I see it as much of a Golden Globe winning show.
Maybe like special effects.
Emmy winning show. Like it's a great show, and I think it caught a lot of people's attention especially during the pandemic. And I definitely felt that. I want to see what happens next week, but it's mostly because I care about Star Wars stuff, not because it was like a compelling episode that made me feel so. It was still kind of almost comedy in many ways, right? There was definitely funny parts, and there was other action parts, and I was interested to see what would happen to Grogu in the next week's episode, but I don't know. I didn't.
So it was more of a fun show,
like
but maybe not necessarily a drama.
It was entertaining. It was extreme entertainment, but
serious enough.
I can definitely give you that.
I mean, in the context of that world, obviously it was serious, but like as a show, like you don't. It's not like The Crown. This isn't the royal family we're talking about.
Okay,
Grogu.
And The Crown, I just thought was really good acting. Like the actors were super on point. After seeing footage of a lot of the different parts that they, reflect in the different areas of Queen Elizabeth's life, and seeing like the real people, you're like, wow, that person was cast extremely well. That person looks and acts very much like what you would think. And, it at the end of the day, I think, and I've said this a couple of times to my wife afterwards, is like the point of the show, The Crown, is kind of to show you how much it sucks to be a fucking royal. Like how much it sucks to be so wealthy and to be like a prince or a princess, where it really, like from the outside, you're like, oh my God, you could do whatever you want, right? Like
They're so restricted.
No, you
They
can't.
have so many rules.
But they can't. Yeah, they can't do shit, man. And it's like especially for like all the people in the middle, like anybody that's not the queen, basically, like everyone that's related to the queen but is not the queen, like they can't do shit, man. And it's like, and I will never get the respect that she has, but I can't just like run around and do what I want,
right?
Because I have all these royal duties and responsibilities. That's the whole shit that fucking Harry and Meghan is going through right now, because like
they're bouncing, right?
They want to just do whatever they want, and they can't.
From that, they're like, I remember reading rules, like it was like rules that the royal family has to follow, and they were just some wild ones, like they can't eat shellfish when they're out, like for dinner, because in case they get like food poisoning or something, like that's not
everything has to be perfect.
Stupid things like that, dude. Like, and it's got to drive you nuts, dude.
It's just, I mean, just the fact that like you could be like a granddaughter and still when you walk into the room you have to like curtsy, like and you have to nod to the right person first, and there's so many ridiculous things. I mean, I started watching it because Joyce was watching it, and I was like, so many people are talking about this. Let me give it a shot.
That's
and
6 seasons later,
it's also interesting on how they completely recast the whole show after 2 seasons. And it's still kept up.
Why?
Right?
Why is that a conscious choice that they made?
Because they did the first 2 seasons in the young Elizabeth's life, and then the next 2 seasons, right? So the first 2 seasons I think were like in the 1930s and 40s, and the next 2 seasons are like the 60s and 70s and 80s.
That makes sense.
And so they recast all older people, like completely top to bottom. The whole show recast, but similar, I'm guessing, same direction team, same showrunners. So the feel is exactly the same. The costuming is exactly the same. Spent, I'm sure, hundreds of millions of dollars on these episodes. I think at one point if it still isn't, it was one of the most expensive shows on television. Netflix dropped mad money on it to bring the authenticity of the whole thing.
Of royalty?
The era.
Of royalty, exactly.
Do you think the next 2 seasons or however many they're signed for, is that going to become current? Like, is there going to be like up until?
It's got to get close to,
like,
yeah.
I mean, I would think, unless they're really just
I don't know what else
focusing
as far as scandals that they've gone through, because I'm not really into like the royals like that, just like whatever makes the global news. So I don't know what other types. I think they took it all the way up to, I'm pretty sure, Diana's death, and they took it. Yeah, they definitely took it to Diana's death.
Mid-90s.
They took it up to like Prince
90s?
Charles, and that was, I believe, early 90s. Yeah, like 92 or something like that.
They're running out of time.
Yeah, so there's not that.
Yeah, really. What popped off between then?
But they do kind of do some back and forth stuff as well. They do little flashback stuff, and it's actually, weirdly enough, not in chronological order. Like each episode doesn't necessarily follow the next episode. Some of them, they're like this is an episode about a scandal that happened, and this is an episode about another scandal that happened, and they kind of cross-reference other things that you know about characters. But anyways, it's
Johnny really
it was a
loves
show
the
to
crown.
watch during the Pando.
I mean, it was yeah, it sounds cool.
Like that.
It sounds decent. You guys ever watch Handmaid's Tale? That's what I'm currently watching with my girl.
You watch a lot of female
I
shows,
wanted
but-
to, but Joyce was totally not about it.
Wow.
She was like,
Really?
She started it, and she was like, hell no, this shit is way too oppressive to women. I don't find that entertaining at all. Like, I don't like it.
Well,
so I was like, all right, I guess I'm not gonna watch it.
in context, it's like I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like a timepiece from like back in the days, like thinking about like her wearing like, I can think of like the cover.
No, it's like some
that I've
future
seen.
shit, right?
Well, yeah, it's like the storyline is, if let's say today, right, Washington was bombed, they like blew up the fucking White House and whatnot, and they took over a lot of major areas, and an extremely religious group, right, took over the U.S.
seizes power.
Exactly.
Kinda like
Seizes
the
power.
Purge.
Yep, kind of like the Purge. But because they're religious, the rules are that women are no longer able to work. They like literally strip women of all power. Like they can't work anymore. They are now they can only be like, if you are married to someone like a commander, that's what they call them. Like if you're married to a commander, you can only wear like certain clothes. Women aren't allowed to read at all anymore.
Damn.
And this, I guess all of this started because women, is not all women were able to bear children anymore. Like for whatever reason, only certain women could bear children, and it's getting worse. So now the women who were able to bear children are handmaids, and handmaids, essentially, they are in your home so that the commander, who is like this uber religious person, you're there to get fucked by this dude in a ritual where essentially they're being raped to carry this baby that they will then take from them and raise as their own.
The commander
And his wife.
Oh, and his wife.
Because his wife can't bear children.
But she has to wear the special stuff, and
she has to wear a certain outfit, whatever. But that's like, it's like this blue dress, like, and the weird part is like all of the whole thing was like created by a woman, and then a lot of people fell in line with it, like, and it's like normal everyday shit. Like we're living in normal society, and all of a sudden this takes over, and now women are being stripped away from their children, because if you have children and
that shit crazy.
if you're gay, they will hang you.
What kind of enforcement? They have like soldiers in the streets?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
They're like agents or whatever?
They have their own like military type.
It's like a religious military that'll fuck your shit up. Okay.
Yeah, and so everybody's trying to rush out to Canada, because Canada
doesn't subscribe.
doesn't
Land of
subscribe
the
to
free.
it. Exactly.
They're like, nah, we're not a boot that.
So everybody's trying to get to Canada, but it's very interesting. But yes, it is. I mean, it's degrading to women, but that's part of the storyline. Like, what if this shit happened?
That's
you know?
the point. Without that, there's no show. It's just people living their
Right.
lives in a world.
Right. So
That sounds
I
dope.
went into it. I'm like, I don't know. Like
It's Elizabeth
all right,
Moss,
I'll watch
right?
it with you. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was.
She's from like
Mad Men.
Is she from Mad Men?
Just get him to the Greek. Elizabeth Moss? Yeah, Elizabeth Moss. Peggy Olsen in Mad Men.
Let me see. I haven't seen Mad Men.
I really got to watch Mad Men.
Oh,
I tried
me
to watch
too.
it, and Joyce was like, "You're not gonna like it."
Joyce likes it, and she said you won't like it.
Yeah, it is.
She
her.
watched the whole thing. I think she's seen it twice.
Damn, I've
And
watched
she was
it.
like, "I don't think you're gonna like it."
I think you would. I think you would like it. I don't know why she would
You can't-
say
you
that. I
can't
mean,
go
not
off
that
of
I know
I
you.
don't
Joyce.
know
You
why
gotta
she
watch-
assumes that
I
about
don't-
me.
You know,
I
you
don't
gotta
know you
watch
better.
that for yourself. Probably because a lot of
Yeah.
women were were being manhandled in this show.
They're trying to catch that Don Draper pipe, is what it was. They're like, you wouldn't
Right.
like this, Johnny. Don't watch this. This is
No,
my
but-
special
but-
show.
The reason
watch this
why I brought it
alone.
up is because I had like all these reservations. And I was like, all right, yeah, all right. Her sister told her it was good. And she was like, you want to try it?
Yeah.
And we were thinking about a movie, watching something. It was like, all right, let's watch it. And then it caught my attention because, like, the first episode, like, shows a little bit of this, and then it shows her, like, running from, from whatever
Mhm.
with her daughter and her husband. And then she gets caught up type shit. You know what I mean? So it was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. So,
How deep into it are you? So far?
I'm mid third season.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been getting progressively better.
Yeah. So it's like the first season obviously is like, whoa. Second season, slows down a little bit. Like, I don't want to give up too much.
Sure.
Slows down a little bit because of, certain events and stuff. And then the third season is like, now it's starting to pick up and again. And
Nice.
like, it's just like the progression in her mind. Like you go from being an empowered woman, businesswoman, you're going through normal life, and all of a sudden you like they're brought down. Like even like I said earlier, like if you're gay, you're hung like in plain sight. You are hung from trees. You're hung from
Just left there.
like they say you're gonna go on the wall because there's a wall that everybody passes by where if you don't live by our rules, they
Go on the wall.
hang you on the wall for and leave you up there for like a few days.
fucking crazy.
How are dudes living in this society? I mean, chicks obviously have it shitty. What about a normal dude like myself? What am I doing?
You would be either
Chilling.
like,
Not a commander.
well, no, you would be like a driver. You would have jobs that you would produce, and if you play by the rules, at some point you possibly could become a commander.
Oh, okay. So there's room to move
so
up.
so
There's
life
room for
life is
improvement.
okay for guys, but at the same time, like you have to follow their rules. Like you can't just go around dating.
Right.
and
no,
fucking.
sure. What about
You
jerking
can't.
it? Is there porn? Is there the internet?
No, because it kind of throws everything back. So there's no
Oh shit!
there's
you
no
didn't say that.
computers. There's like
Got an old fashioned it in my mind, dude. That's
Yep.
tough.
Fuck
I haven't
these
done
people,
that.
man.
Haven't done that in a
Yo,
while.
Yeah, it's wild shit. But it's yeah. I can't even imagine life going back to some shit like that. I'd be running for Canada too. I'd probably get killed if I don't make it.
Oh,
I'd be running
What
for
about
I've been
Mexico?
watching Mexico.
Just go
Mexico
to-
might be a better
go to-
option.
go to
What's going on
Cabo.
in Mexico?
Mhm.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Tequila.
What's happening in Mexico in the show? Have they not mentioned it yet?
Yeah, there were some higher ups from Mexico that came to visit. It was a woman though, so it's like,
She's like,
but at the same time, because the reason why they were there for trade reasons, and they're trying to keep like what they're actually doing a secret from the rest of the world.
oh,
You know what I mean? Like because obviously they don't want to make it seem like they're like extremists. They're trying to make it seem like there's
Yeah.
some legit country, and Gilead is what they call themselves.
Interesting.
But they're also going through the same crisis where people are going through the same crisis of, women aren't able to bear children, and they need women to bear children as well.
Are you allowed to leave the country? Like as a
No.
guy? No, you can't. You can't.
No.
So there's no airports. Like
If they
for,
catch
like,
you
just-
trying to run, if they catch you unless you are like one of the higher ups, you
commanders?
can't freely travel.
So what's above? Oh, so commanders can.
Yeah, they can travel. They can go. Yeah, they're
Okay.
fine.
So I just got to work hard, become a commander, and that's that. Fair enough.
He is so down with it.
I'm ready.
He is so down
I'm
with
just
it.
preparing because this sounds very plausible.
Yeah, so
Scary.
Plausible.
but no, the show is definitely something that's worth watching with your girl and whatnot, and
Sure.
you'll gain some entertainment
We've
out
been
of it.
watching For All Mankind lately,
Spaceship.
which came out last year.
Yeah, but
when
the
Apple TV
season
first
2
dropped.
just dropped though, right?
But yeah, season 2 dropped, and so I was kind of like, you know what? Let me pick this back up, because I had gotten maybe like 5 episodes into it on my own, and I was like watching on planes, back when that was a thing. But it's actually a pretty good show. Like I'm really. It starts off slow. It definitely. First 3 episodes are.
Rough.
I mean, unless you're into like space and NASA and stuff like that, it'll be a little harder to get into in the first maybe 2 episodes. I think maybe the 3rd or 4th episode is when it starts to like the storyline gets really interesting, and then like after that, shit just turns up crazily. Where I was like, "Whoa, I was not expecting that to happen."
See, now I need to watch it, because I made it through like half of first episode.
Half the first episode.
Yeah, it definitely is slow. It follows I had to follow my 3 episode rule on it, and at least watch the first 3 episodes. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Johnny is so damn structured.
That's a lenient rule. 3 episodes, man. I always thought 2 was if 2 doesn't grab me, it's probably not good.
No, I gotta go 3.
Okay. This is one
Sometimes
of those.
that third
Gotta go 3,
episode
because
is
it's happened to me enough times that on the 3rd episode is when I'm like, okay, now I'm invested into the story enough that this is good.
Yeah, it's pretty
Could
decent.
that just be basic familiarity with the characters in the story? You're like, okay, now I guess I'm semi-invested, so it's got me.
Nah, because there's show that I would get 3 episodes and I'm like, fuck this. I don't even know why I'm still watching this.
What's a show?
Or I may watch the 3rd episode and then I'm like, all right, it'll stay in my up next list, but I never actually get around to
Till you
it, or
get
I keep
sick of
passing
looking at
over it.
Yeah.
Like the Flight Attendant. I don't know if either of you saw that on
didn't
HBO
know.
Max.
But I'm pretty
With
sure
Karen
it's in,
Cuoco.
it's in my list because she gets banged in it.
It's like a weird black comedy thing.
I did, yeah, I saw that.
And I don't know. Like, I've seen more than 3 episodes. I think I've seen 3 episodes. And I kind of like, I want to know how it ends.
But not that
But
bad.
I don't know that I want to sit through 6 more episodes to find out how it ends type thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, we made it all the way through that one. My girl was invested in that story.
Was it worth it?
No, it wasn't.
No. It wasn't bad.
not
It wasn't
worth
bad, but it wasn't like a show where I'm just like telling everybody, "Oh, you have to watch this fucking show."
Sure, yeah.
I want to say I was more invested in the HBO show Run.
Okay.
Because it was such a cool premise, and then that got canceled. With all the COVID shit. So it's like we made it all the way through, and then it left it like on an area where it was just like, "Oh shit, I can't wait,"
That sucks.
got canceled.
It's life.
Yeah.
But that premise was much cooler than, or much more engaging than Flight Attendant. Flight Attendant was cool though. It was good. It was like if you have nothing else to watch, like for sure, yeah, jump on it. Your girl would enjoy it. But is it like a
good
stellar?
Who done it though?
Yeah, is it like a movie where I'm just running to tell everybody like, oh, you need to watch this shit? No. I probably would have brought it up on the show.
Right. I was like, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, no, I've seen that one.
Nice.
We watch a lot of, like, if my girl's into it, it's just like, whatever, yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But when she wants to watch, what was that fucking show? Was it Homelander or some shit like that? It's like
Homeland?
Not Homelander, Highlander.
Homeland?
Oh, no, Homeland's
Oh,
dope.
No,
Highlander.
Homeland was good.
No,
Yeah,
Highlander,
Highlander.
the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't her whole
movie.
family into that shit?
No, I want to
Because
say
they're Scottish or some shit like that?
not yet. Like I want to say Highland. Like they love the old
Oh,
Highlander.
are you
but-
talking about the Sassanach show?
Yeah, that fucking
Highlands?
That
Highlands
soft
on
porn
AMC?
one?
yeah. That's,
Outlander.
There we go.
Outlander.
Outlander. Like they started watching that,
Yeah, that
shit, and I'm
is-
just like, nah, I'm
I
good. You
can't
can watch
watch
that
that
shit.
shit.
You can watch that shit whenever. Like whatever. I don't. Oh,
That's
you're
like
watching
fucking
that? All right, I'm gonna
Bridgerton
go
type show.
upstairs.
Bridgerton. Yo, Ash watched Bridgerton.
Yeah.
That shit is soft porn, yo. That shit is. There's
Damn,
no
that's why
reason
she,
to watch
That's
that.
why she was so into it.
It's like those
Yeah.
those romance novels in in a
That's
TV show.
basically what it is. It's
50
like Daniel
Shades of
Steele
Grey.
on
It's a
TV.
50 Shades of Grey
Daniel
TV show.
Steele. Oh my
Absolutely,
god,
yeah.
that is a great porn name, Daniel Steele.
I think that is a porn star, actually, now that you say that.
Probably,
If there's
yeah.
not,
sure,
dude,
you would know.
If there's not, I will become him.
I think there might be a few steals out there.
Oh, there's definitely steals. Lex?
Yeah, Lexington.
Lexington Steele. He's like, yo, Lexington. I know Lexington Steele.
That's one of the OGs.
Oh, true OG. You could tell because he doesn't take his Tims off. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't look at me like I'm fucking crazy. They're not even laced. Just the tongues flop down.
That's only because
They never
if
come
you're-
off. They never come off.
That's only because if you ever watch like if you ever search Ebony,
Oh,
the Ebony section, there's probably like three black dudes in porn. So Lexington Steele was always one.
yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty true. It's like 5 quality dudes, I think, that you can really rely on to bring it home. So I'm told.
And
So
their
I'm
names
told,
are always
yeah.
in the titles.
Neither here nor there.
Oh shit! All right, so we're gonna jump into some Hollywood news now. So apparently today, I guess this information was released, but I've never heard of this character, the Blue Beetle. Have you heard of that character? It's a DC character. And
Blue Beetle?
Blue Beetle. It's a DC character, and apparently they have a movie in
Not the
development.
Tick?
Not the Tick. No, this is
I was
DC.
thinking the Tick too. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, this is DC. I think the Tick was more of a comedy, right? Just like random.
Yeah, but was the Tick still DC? Was it a comic? Is it
I
the
want to
same-
say it was a
I don't know if
comic.
it
I
was
don't think it was
DC,
like a
but it
major
was-
like
No,
DC
Might have
or
been
Marvel.
Action Comics or something like that.
Patrick
Yeah.
Warburton.
Well, anyway, this one is a little bit of a big deal just because it's going to be the first Latino character, which is Jamie Reyes. I've never heard of him, and I haven't been able to
Damn, why
find
you gotta
much
be a
on him.
Beetle, though.
And and it's going to be directed by a Puerto Rican, so it's the first Latino-led like movie in like where the star
pretty
is
dope.
Hispanic and the director is
Well, I mean,
Puerto Rican.
Miles Morales.
Directed by
Oh,
no, I'm talking.
yeah.
Well, we're talking about like
Well,
live
you're
action
talking about
movies.
like the
yeah.
whole,
yeah.
whole like production. Is,
Yeah. The main star,
Latino, yeah.
the main star is Latino, and the director is Latino. I was looking them up. I couldn't find the main actor. I'm sure we'll find some more information on him as this continues production. But the director, he's Puerto Rican, and he had a bunch of movies that are all in Spanish. But the first opportunity that he did have to make an American movie was Charm City Kings, which I did see. That is on HBO, and that was pretty good, actually. I thought it was a TV
what
show,
was
but
that?
Charm City
I thought it was a
Kings.
TV show, but it was actually like when I hit it for some
Was this
reason
the
I have this
movie?
thing. Yeah, it was a movie, and it was loosely based on not even based on his life, but Meek Mill. Like it has to do with it's in Philadelphia. Like this kid grew up around his brother who was into the bike life. So he sees his brother like William and stuff. His brother gets killed. He gets, he grows up and he wants to do what his brother did. And Meek Mill plays that older dude who just got out of jail trying to keep this kid out of trouble because he knew his brother and stuff like that. And it was a surprising movie because I played it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And it actually ended up being really good. And Meek Mill, he's a rapper. He's not like a crazy actor, but the role that they put him in. Like, it was straight. It was a good, like he didn't do a bad job, and I was actually surprised by it. So I'm interested to see what this Blue Beetle evolves into, and hopefully it's going to be, a lot of people are excited about it.
Do we know the origins or anything of it? Like, is it from any other universe? Like, does it pair with other superheroes?
I mean, it's a DC character, but I'm assuming it's just like a one-off DC character. Like, we have all the major ones that we know, and I've never heard of them, but a lot of people that are familiar with it are really excited about it. Let's take a look. So
What do we got?
Oh, okay. So Blue Beetle is the name of 3 fictional characters who appear in a number of American comic books published by blah, blah, blah.
Wait, who are they
DC Comics.
DC Comics.
Yeah.
Okay,
Published
we
by
knew that.
blah, blah,
It's had
blah.
a variety of comics since 1939.
Damn.
Ah, so it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Was it originally written a Latino character? Or
I'm not sure if the character is actually...
I doubt if it came out in 1939.
No, yeah. It says the original Blue Beetle was Dan Garrett. First appeared in Fox Comics, Mystery Men Comics. So it started off in that's why I said blah, 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 because it was just like, it started off, it said it went through a series of different comic book publishers and ended up at DC. So it's not necessarily that, oh, okay, that's why. All right. So in 2006, DC introduced a new Blue Beetle teenager, Jamie Reyes. So Jamie Reyes is the actual character. I thought it was the actor. The way that they made it seem like it was the actor playing him. But no, it's going to be the teenager that is Blue Beetle, is Jamie Reyes, whose powers are derived from a scarab, now revealed as a piece of advanced alien technology. The series, I'm trying to find some information that's pretty good.
anything
But
Diesel?
I mean, that's pretty much it without going into all of this other information.
Right.
Jamie Reyes is a Hispanic teenager who's comes in contact with this alien technology scarab, and he turns into a superhero.
Dope.
Like
Spider-Man's like a Puerto Rican Spider-Man.
exactly. we have Miles Morales all over again.
Nice.
I don't know.
I
think it sounds pretty good, and we've had plenty of superhero movies that came out and they did well, and we knew nothing about them, and now I'm into it. Like, I knew nothing about Shazam. That first movie was fucking great. I'm looking forward to the second one.
Yeah, totally.
Shit like that. So
Random surprises. When there's no expectations, it's like, oh, nice. But when you're like, oh, I know this just to be like this, and it's not,
Yeah, it has to
everyone's
be-
fucking pissed.
it has to be spectacular, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And let me see. Let's continue with new shit. Apparently there's a Gremlins prequel show that's going to be animated.
Ooh.
Yep. And it cast what's her name from Ming Na Wen.
Oh.
Oh.
When?
Yeah.
What is she from?
She is from
She's been in a bunch of shit.
she's from Agents of Shield. She played Chun-Li in the original Street Fighter movie.
Oh, okay.
So she does a lot of like action shit. Actually, she's in Mandalorian.
Oh, she's
old girl that's with Boba Fett.
Okay. I don't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about.
I never know her name either, but the second that I see her face, I'm like, oh yeah, that's her.
Yeah, for sure.
I was excited for this movie.
Voicing the main character?
Must be if it's animated, right? Unless they're doing like a
She's a voice in it, yeah.
Roger Rabbit type of thing.
It's on HBO
You said
Max.
it's Netflix?
HBO
oh,
Max.
HBO Max.
Yep, HBO Max.
Okay.
Was it dropping? Do we have a?
I don't think we have a drop date just
Not
yet.
for a minute.
Let me see. It was officially announced in 2019. Will be an animated series set years before the first film, so it's kind of like an origin type shit.
I like origins.
The name is Secrets of the Mogwai, so kind of thought that. And I don't believe we have a set date just yet. Just that it's it aims to release late at some point this year. So
Oh wow! So they got to
We'll
be
see
working on it. It's got to be like in production.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've been working
animation
on it for a
takes
while.
time. Yeah, for sure.
word.
Good. I was hoping it wasn't like an announcement. Like,
it's
hey,
probably been ready, knowing what fucking COVID did.
right?
It's probably been ready forever.
Just drop it. We need it. Anything we can
Weren't
get.
we just talking about another like Gremlins sequel that we wanted to watch?
So. Recently, I thought
I would love to see the original, like a new movie,
like a reboot.
but like a not or a continuation. I mean, it could be a new one.
I barely remember the first one. I would have to rewatch it.
I put
dude.
my
It's been
kids
a
onto
while.
it.
Really?
I just watched it this
Is that rated
Christmas.
R, dude? Is that a rated R movie?
No, it's
No, it's PG-13.
PG.
Is it?
PG-13,
I always
yeah,
thought
dude.
Gremlins was rated R, dude.
I mean, it's
I think it's PG-13.
I feel like there was
it
titties
is.
in it. I feel like there was titties. You can't have
Possibly, but
PG-13
PG-13
titties. In the 80s, though, you could. That show was
PG-13
wild.
is completely different now than it was back then.
Right? Can we talk about that?
Right.
That's fucking... What happened there, dude?
There probably was titties. I'm trying
Like
to
penetration. There's like full clapping. It's like, oh, we'll give it a PG. It's the 80s. Nobody gives a shit.
it's actually a PG. It's not even
Get the fuck
PG-13. It's
outta
a PG.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
1984.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was PG.
Wait, was there titties?
I don't think there was titties. I don't think
I
there
don't think
was
there was titties.
I don't think
Probably
there was
not.
Wait, hold on. If I go to the IMDb page and scroll down, they'll give you like not like a titty meter, but it is basically a titty meter.
You know what? Let's look up Gremlin titties.
Gremlin? No, not the Gremlin titties. It's the people titties. It's Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe Cates. She definitely did not show her fucking tits in Gremlins, bro.
But she's showing them.
I mean, she's shown them. She showed them somewhere.
To whom?
To whom?
Oh yeah, there's no sex and nudity. Gremlins. I guess
You just like to think
I
that
was
they're
probably
titties.
flipping channels as a kid, so I'd have it on titties, then I'd go back to Gremlins when somebody walked
That's
into
what
the
it
room.
was. That's what it was.
Yeah,
You know what movie did
Associated
have
too.
titties?
Airplane.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. And that what
It
was
had
that?
duck
Duck,
titties.
definitely.
It
Was
had-
that right?
As soon as
duck
it came,
titties.
as soon as it started, well, there was
Yeah.
it had duck titties and real titties.
Duck breasts.
They were like, he was going through his world. He went through somebody's apartment. It was like duck titties. I just remember that shit. Good times.
Is there any titties that
Oh,
you guys
man.
that remember from when you were kids, like specific
Fuck yeah.
movie to like very specific movie? Because I mean,
think,
you've seen a lot
I think
of titties.
we've talked about this before. And
Why don't I recall the
White man
specific
can't
titty
jump for
moment?
me.
for
Rosie
Yeah,
Perez.
for sure.
Rosie Perez, yeah, White Man
titties?
Rosie Perez, white man can't jump.
I don't remember
Absolutely.
that. I don't remember this conversation. I don't think this was had. We might have had it off air.
no,
But
we
I
had
do-
this conversation. It was a
Name
it
the
was a
episode.
conversation in the
Name the
in beginning.
episode.
It doesn't matter. It's okay. It was probably way early on, and we can bring it back up.
Rosie
That's all right.
Perez. It's
But Rosie Perez,
titties.
yeah,
That's good.
is his, which great. White man can't jump. Yes, that was
Yep.
that was a rite of passage for a lot of people. For me was Trading Places.
I remember you bringing up the Trading Places titties within the
Yes.
last like couple months. So I do remember you. I do remember you bringing.
Trading
Bringing
Places.
that up.
Jamie Lee Curtis titties. You know, those are nothing to laugh at. And
Never.
Species. Species was one of the movies that I saw, and I was just
Species.
like, oh,
Wow, I forgot that show. That was Natasha Henstridge, right?
yes, yep,
Ooh, R.I.P.
Yeah.
She's dead, right?
yep. I don't know. It's
I'm
just,
pretty
dead?
sure she did. Just like a skiing accident, right? So is she married to Liam Neeson, or am I thinking of
know.
somebody
Oh, was that
else?
her?
dude?
Did you just kill her?
No, dude, no.
let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Oh,
And it's a bold claim, I know. I hope she passed away. I don't hope she did, but
jeez, bro.
Nope, she's 46 years old.
who am I thinking of? Who am I? Somebody
You're
that
thinking
Liam
about
Neeson
Liam
was,
Neeson's wife.
Who was
whoever-
what? What was her name?
now we have to. Jeez.
It was sad, dude. I remember
Natasha
being-
Richardson?
Natasha. Okay, so at least it was a Natasha. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love-
I derailed that whole thing.
Yo, so first of all, I love how every single time we've mentioned Liam Neeson's wife dying, he's like laughing for some reason.
That is not true.
This is the
Liam
second
Neeson
time.
is going to come after
Okay, so
you.
just the second time.
He has a
That's-
special set of skills.
Yeah.
yeah, that would suck, dude.
I have an incredible set of skills.
All right, she's alive. Good for
So
her.
she's alive. So yes, her breasts are ones that I remember. Other than that,
Species, yeah, that was good.
Species was good. Yeah, I remember that from back in the day. Other than that, I'm sure there's so much
Trading
more, but I
Places
can't really think.
Species.
Trading Places was definitely
What were
fire.
yours, Dave?
The one that sticks out is from Airplane.
Yeah.
If you remember, the plane was crashing.
Okay, yeah,
the chick
yeah,
like runs
Yeah,
through the
she
screen
just
and
runs
just titties
fast.
shake briefly, dude. But that got me to like 1995. That was
pause
really,
button.
that was really good.
You're-
That's what sticks out. Like the first time, I was like, damn! Like I saw titties that weren't fake or
Your parents will
cartoon
pop
or-
that into the VCR, watch the whole movie, and at that,
Right.
it's like, why does this like fuck up at this point of the movie?
Right. Why does this one scene have a huge
have
mark
so much
line?
static.
My dad was pissed because he couldn't see the titties because he was doing the same shit. He couldn't fucking see
Right.
them.
Oh man.
Airplane.
You know what's another one? Do you remember?
If there's titties in it, I probably do.
Yes. What the fuck was it?
Ooh.
Desperado. Selma Hayek titties.
Selma
Oh,
Hayek
yeah.
titties.
Selma Hayek titties.
I just read an article about that today. She did I think a Clubhouse or
What?
some. She came out on a podcast or something.
An
and she
OnlyFans?
was. She was. Well, no, she was just talking about like that whole experience and how she like cried through the whole thing, and it was the most traumatic thing that she ever did.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But she was saying that,
That
Robert
also
Rodriguez and
launched
Antonio
her career.
Banderas were
Gentlemen.
both very gentlemen, and they didn't force her to do anything. Like she wasn't trying to throw them under the bus, but she was saying that when she first took the role, that scene wasn't in the movie, and then they added it later, and they kind of just surprised her about it, and so she had no idea, and so she was, and I think that's the only time she's ever shown her boobs in a movie, right?
Yeah, and it
Hold
was
on, let me
like a
tell you.
silhouette more
Yeah, that
more
was
than
the only
anything.
time.
You know what I mean?
They cut it. They said Robert Rodriguez cut it a lot because he wanted to try to make her feel more comfortable about it, because she was like, I can't even, like, this is my first big break and I can't bring my dad and my brother to go see this movie.
Yeah, that'd be
And
awkward.
she said they actually walked out when they seen it. They walked out during that scene and then came back in
okay.
later.
That's good. They came back.
right.
And they were like, whatever. And I guess I don't know. I would assume they still haven't seen that scene. Like, who would want to? But
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
was
because
kinda,
I'm sure it was looming over them. It's just like, man, I haven't seen my
Should I
daughter,
watch
my
it? Should
my
I just
sister's
do it?
titties.
Right,
Should I just
exactly.
do it?
I need to go back and just like get this out of my
Get
system.
it out of the way. Just get out. Just see them once, and then it's done, dude.
Do you
Get
guys
it out, get
remember?
out of here.
Do you remember J-Lo's titties in U-Turn
Ooh, Money Train.
No,
and in Money Train? Yes, two movies.
Wait,
J-Lo,
which one did you
J-Lo's
say?
I'm slacking.
U-Turn.
You
There's a movie. Yep, there's a
Oh,
movie
I
called
don't even
U-Turn
remember
with
that
J-Lo.
movie.
Who else is in U-Turn?
I want to say it's
Money
the same
Train is the
people
one
from
I
Money.
remember.
Let me see. Is this? Nope, that's not the one. Yeah, Money Train for sure.
Was that Woody Harrelson? Wesley Snipes? Was that
Money
like
Train
White Men Can't
is
Jump?
Woody
Yeah, that's
Harrelson
two.
and
That's Money
Wesley
Train,
Snipes. Yep.
Dope.
Ah, maybe I have the name wrong.
So they went from Rosie Perez to J-Lo. Okay.
Mm-hmm. She
Exactly.
definitely showed her tits in that movie.
Like they knew what was
Alright.
going on.
Yep.
They like the Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Same.
think it was the same type of stuff where Woody Harrelson was Woody Harrelson fucking with her. He was like a loser again. He was losing all his money.
That's
Yep.
It's a good Woody role.
Same type shit, right?
'Cause I feel like if he didn't act, that would be Woody. He plays it so well, like Roy Munson. Oh, I'm
Man,
not
this
supposed to look
was-
over. Shit,
No,
I'm not
yeah.
trying. It was so
no. You're
enticing.
fine. You're fine. Yeah, U-Turn.
Yeah.
Grace McKenna. Oh, that was the first one that I selected. It's an Oliver Stone movie.
Was that one of the Buseys?
Sean Penn, Billy Bob Thornton, John
Look, it's
Voight,
on X videos.
John Voight.
Yep.
Really? That's weird.
Howard
you know?
Booth, Nick
You
Nolte.
see a
There's
lot of
like a
weird
lot of
shit.
people. Yeah.
I don't know. It's on Google. It says Jennifer Lopez U-turn nude sex scene. Xvideos.com.
Let's play it. Check it out for us.
97.
Send it to the group chat.
Send it to the group chat. Oh, Money Train was before Selena?
Yeah. Was it?
It says
I
it.
thought it was the same.
97. Money
Or
Train
right
came out in
after.
95.
Oh, this was Sean Penn? She got nude for Sean Penn?
Yeah. She was She was ready to get that.
She's ready to get that
money
come
going.
up. She was on that
Boned in the
come up.
park.
Damn, Jack was before Selena too. I thought Selena was like her big break.
I fuck with Jack. Were there titties in Jack? Were there titties in
Jack,
Jack?
yeah,
She
with
was in Jack?
yeah, she was his teacher,
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Holy crap, I don't remember that.
He gave her all the red gummy bears. You don't remember that? Come on.
I don't really see. Oh, wow. Really?
What?
There's literally a fraction of a second that you see her boobs.
Hey man, when you're young though, what year did I say that came out? 97?
2012?
Yeah.
97. I was a teenager, and that was a fraction of a second is all you need when you have the pause button.
That was still 56K
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, that's not even
modems,
worth
too.
sharing in the group chat.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. I can picture
I mean, there's
her
a bunch of like sex scenes with her, but she's like fully
Yes.
clothed in them.
They're tasteful.
They're like, she's just being, I guess, cochina and fucking with her clothes on.
Cochina. There are some words that are just so much
fucking-
better in Spanish, like cochina. She was just being a slut, you know.
She's just being a little dirty girl.
I
She
feel
was
like
being a little
slut,
dirty.
Slut hits harder.
Yeah,
though.
it
Dude,
does.
slut,
It does.
like,
Yeah,
it's
like
oh,
Johnny
shit.
said it
but
right. It was
I didn't
like-
want to say slut because I felt like that made it,
Because
you
it
know,
does
being
hit
a-
harder.
she was
slutty
being
about
a
fucking with
dirty
your
girl.
clothes on.
See, but even saying like she was being a little dirty girl is not as good as saying
Yeah.
she was being a cochina.
That's exactly why I said that.
There's just an emphasis in Spanish.
Is
It's
it
great.
bad to have sex with your clothes on?
No,
I
At least
mean,
partially?
it's just a little freaky, you know. I
It's
mean, you in a rush if you fucking with your clothes on.
That's fair.
Facts.
That's fair.
You
What
know,
about Tim's?
nothing
What
wrong
about
with
just
that.
Tim's on?
Oh, we're from New York, bro. That's standard.
That's what we do. The
That's the
Tim's never
standard.
come off.
Yeah, what you
You
do
like
is
you take your Tim's off when you fuck?
first of
That's
all,
weird,
you
dude.
have to have long ass socks,
Mhm.
right?
Black socks? Are they black
you,
socks?
You take they have to be white
They have
socks.
to be white
long white socks. You have to take your
If they got
Timbs
the
off.
little red stripe at the top, you winning.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
2 red stripes?
Yeah.
The two red.
If you have to take your Timbs off to take your pants off, but then they have to come back on. That's the name of the game.
You know who started that? I think it was Mr. Marcus. You guys remember Mr. Marcus too? I think that's the OG of Tim's.
He is the OG.
right there, dude.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
That's the
Nice.
OG right there.
Mm-hmm. Shout out.
Shout out to Mr. Marcus. He listens. He's an avid
Shout
listener.
out.
Uh,
Porn star episode.
yeah, fucking. I remember the video with him and
Oh, shit, here we go.
what's the Superhead during her documentary or some shit.
Oh shit.
Corinne
Superhead.
Steffens?
Corinne Steffens, yeah.
Yeah, she had a documentary, and I remember that was the thing. Like Mr. Marcus, who's obviously like a well-known porn star back in the day.
Clearly, and today he's still fucking, dude, for
Oh,
sure.
I haven't seen it. Yeah. But I remember that's how you knew she was the shit, because I remember he was just like, well, then show me what you got. And she was like, she literally did for like 2 seconds. He was like, yo, all right, get back. He was just like, oh shit.
Mr. Marcus
Superhead,
stands back.
man.
You're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
watch
that's
out.
Superhead.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
We'll call it back later. I'll bring it back. Don't you worry.
I'm sure. All right, so looks like Disney, since we're talking about porn, let's go right back to
into
Disney.
Disney.
Right into Disney.
Did you guys watch Soul? It was good.
Oh shit.
Wasn't Mr. Marcus in that too?
I think he was.
Yeah.
He was the dad.
Corinne Steffens took a few souls in her day.
Oh,
No, but Disney is.
I just swallowed it. I was about
You
to,
swallowed
spew
what,
it
buddy?
all over
You
this
swallowed
thing.
what?
Ask Mr. Marcus.
Yeah. Oh,
hold out.
What's Disney doing?
pause. So Disney is looking to. They actually are reportedly expected to recast Cara Dune after Gina Carano
Damn,
was.
they said that?
Oh,
Fucking A,
They're
right.
looking to replace her. Didn't we talk about? Did we
did.
talk
We
about
talked
it
about
last?
somebody
possible.
mentioned a good replacement in the group chat.
They did. Do you
It
remember
was,
who it was?
Wait,
no,
that
it was
wasn't
in.
the random
It was on
YouTube
YouTube.
comment?
The
Yeah.
The
wrestler,
YouTube
I
comment
think.
guy?
It was the YouTube.
Oh, that's
comment
what it was.
guy.
Yeah, the YouTube guy.
The random guy that just started blowing our shit up that one night.
And that was a good one. I feel like I looked her up because I'm not familiar with wrestling at all.
Same.
But yeah,
It was
good.
I'm going through the comments right now. Because he is he is a very big wrestling
IC fan.
And I
And IC.
for sure. You know he is.
You already know.
Shout
Let's
out.
see. Shout out to the mystical Sanctum Sanctorum. That's his name.
Hey.
I'm trying to do this without playing the fucking video, but all right, it's gonna play anyway. Because it was in a long, like we all just started talking to him.
Yeah.
All right. So he was saying that let me see. Oh, here it is. Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville.
Yeah, he claims that Sonya Deville would be dope to play Cara Dune. And honestly, I remember looking her up, and I could definitely see it.
Yeah.
She's not quite as Diesel.
Mm-mm. But she has the overall look that she can pull it off.
Yeah, she has a similar look.
130.
Dave, just glance over. She has the overall look where she could. Oh man, she has that look where she can play that off.
I missed that thickness though. I need that thickness, John.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do without that thickness?
I mean, we can't really speak on that because she's a piece of shit, bro.
That's true. Don't make her any less thick though.
Yeah, this one is a little bonier than her, but you know, she's not a UFC fighter.
I mean, we could always get Lucy Lawless back, right?
Okay.
That's true. She's probably a little old now, though.
No, Lucy Lawless was in what? Spartacus. If you remember Spartacus on
I did
Stars,
see that. Yeah,
that was a while ago.
That was a while ago. But she was still fine as hell in that, and that was like way after Xena.
Ooh, she's 52.
Do we have a current? Hold on, I'm gonna find a current.
He's gonna find a current
Lucy
photo
Lawless.
of Lucy Lawless.
Got you.
She's not gonna play no Cara.
No, she's too old. I
She's
just want
way
to see
too
Lucy
Not at
Lawless.
52.
Yeah, we're not going.
No,
down
she
that
still looks good though. Good for her.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Good for her.
But at least now we know Cara Dune, the character, is going to continue. And I read something else that she has no ill will towards Pedro Pascal.
Which, why the fuck should she?
Why?
He did nothing wrong. I saw that, and that made me livid when I read that, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Why would she even say that? Like, what was there?
I'm trying to put my head to where her, my headspace to where she is.
Did he say something?
The only thing that I can think of is that he was supporting his trans sister.
Mm.
So he put his what is it?
Him,
Pronouns, yeah.
The pronouns, that's what I was looking for. The pronouns on his Twitter. And her response to that was beep bop boop.
Right. So he should have ill will towards her. Is how
he
that
should,
go.
yes, but
But she's like,
in
no,
her eyes,
I don't have any. Hard
in her
feelings.
eyes, it was like, oh, so this was
here.
one of the instances that
Yeah, shut the fuck
that
up.
got me in hot water. So I don't even know if that's true. I'm just trying to think
I mean,
why would she make sense of that?
He did it first.
She's fucking stupid.
And he's just
obviously.
supporting his what was it? His sister?
Yeah.
And then she goes and is an asshole. Like, oh, it's okay, Pedro. I forgive you. Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck right out of here.
They
dude.
said that
That's
there
the
was
biggest
some-
crock of bullshit.
There was some tension on set after all of that, and because they exchanged words and whatnot and whatever.
He
man.
probably thinks she can go fuck herself.
Fuck her. She's fucking stupid. And looks like HBO Max is teaming up with J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot production company
Bad robot still.
to bring a dark reboot of Constantine.
Ooh.
I feel like there's like 7 different Constantine things juggling in the air right now, or am I just like mixing up? Like, is
No,
there, like,
I think
2?
it's all the same thing. There has been some rumors.
Is this
of
the
Constantine.
animated one or?
No,
See,
this
that's
is
what
going
I'm
to
saying.
be
That's
live
what I'm
action?
saying, Johnny.
This is going to be live action. Yep.
Oh yeah, because he's doing a full dark universe, right? Like he's.
Or is
That's
it
what I've been
separate- or is it
asking
separate
for.
from that.
Yeah, I think he's doing the DC Dark Universe. Like he's
doing the
DC
Justice League
Dark.
Justice League
The
Dark
Justice League
show.
Dark.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Justice
he's
League
doing
Dark.
that.
So all those more mystical characters from Justice League.
Yep. That's true. Yep. So there we
starting
talked
with
about that a
Constantine?
while ago too, but John Constantine is actually a part of Justice League Dark.
Right.
So they're looking to, obviously that's going to be like a spin-off show for Constantine.
So have they said anything cast wise that they're
No,
gonna
not yet.
recast or okay.
Not yet. I
it's not
haven't
gonna
heard
be-
of anything, but let me see here.
I thought I read they were going to recast. And that wasn't going to be Keanu, and it wasn't going to be that dude that was in the TV show.
Let me see here.
I might have
It says
just said
here
opinion.
that there's going to be obviously DC and like multiple DC animated movies, and that the guy Matt Ryan, who played John Constantine in NBC's canceled adaptation, is not going to be be cast in this movie or in this show. Instead, a diverse lead will head the series, which will be recasting Constantine as a young
diverse
Londoner. What'd you say?
I don't know. What did you say? Did you say something?
Idris
thought-
Elba?
He's not.
Yeah, he's not a young
Oh,
Londoner.
they said young? Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
A young Londoner.
What about what's his face? Eggsy from the Kingsman. What's that dude's name? Why can't he played Elton John? The biopic
Oh,
recently.
See,
Oh,
I always
I know.
Tarleton? or
Edgerton.
something like that?
Egerton? Yeah,
Yeah,
Egerton.
yep,
yeah.
Edgerton.
Yeah.
he would be
I
dope.
think he's a younger
I think
guy.
that's
wouldn't be
actually not a bad.
diverse.
I fuck with him when he. Yeah, no, he would not be diverse. That's a good call.
Rocco is all up in arms because he wants it to be. He wants it to be
The
that.
other dude from the canceled shitty TV
He just
show.
he just wants it to be true to the comic. So he wants that young Londoner, like that. That
white
as
dude.
long
He
as
wants
long
a,
as
a young white.
as long
Londoner.
as
White blonde dude?
he won't say that because it's Rocco. So he's welcoming the idea of like a black man or whoever fits the role, right? As long as he is a chain smoking
woman.
Londoner. If it's a woman,
Gonna
he
be a
would.
chain smoking
Oh
woman.
man, he would lose.
He
it.
would be. I don't think he would lose it because he plays that line. He'd be like, "Oh, she's gonna be fantastic," but on the inside, he's gonna be like tweaking.
twitching, just like
Nah, we'll see. We'll see.
I like that.
I'm sure. As
I
long
like
as
that
it's not
gif
that fucking
I made for him.
reggae Jean dude or whatever.
Yeah, right. Fucking, you like that little gif I made for him? The GIF or whatever.
that's a gift.
It's a GIF or GIF of Rocco. Oh yeah, no, he needed his own salty GIF. He went on some sort of little rant like about like Snyder Cut again. So I was
Say
just
about the Snyder Cut.
his whole beef with the Snyder Cut is just, it's not necessarily that it's gonna be bad. He's just like, we already seen it. Like I get it. I don't need 1,000 fucking trailers for trailers. He's like, I don't need the trailer for the trailer, and I don't need like all of these other little, because I guess it was an article saying that Zack Snyder is not being paid for this
I saw
movie.
I saw.
So he's just like, yeah,
Oh,
like,
really?
oh, yeah. So he went off like, we hear all these things about Zack Snyder, and like he's like, just give us the fucking show, give us the show, stop teasing us with the show. Like I'm done with the trailers of trailers.
18th, right? Like
He does,
course
but
they're
he's just
gonna
tired
drip,
of
drip,
hearing
drip
about
and
it.
That's
milk
less
the
than a
shit.
month, dude. That's less than a month. Who would have thought we would be that close?
You
to
know
the
they're gonna
Snyder
milk
Cut?
the shit out of this. You
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that article I sent about how Warner Brothers originally just wanted to fucking release the movie as it was on his hard drive with nothing, just all
Yes.
green
No
screen,
effects or
See
anything.
no effects at all.
Snyder wanted to do that, right?
No, Warner Brothers wanted
Warner
to do
Brothers.
it.
Oh, I thought the article said that Snyder wanted to, and I was confused. I was like, why
No,
would
he was the
wanna
one
do
that like argued against it. If it wasn't for
And then they
him,
dropped
that's what
70
Warner
mil.
Brothers wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They dropped
So he went the
they
opposite
dropped
way.
70 mil on just the effects and everything to complete this movie, and then he's not getting anything for it because he
Effects and
knows
reshoots and
if
stuff, yeah.
he knows that if this like if it banks of like everybody tunes in, which everybody fucking is, his career is just going to
I don't know. There was another article that just came out that said that HBO
Otherwise?
has confirmed that no matter how Snyder Cut goes, there's no plans to continue the Snyderverse.
I'm not talking about the Snyderverse, but I'm talking about like he's
projects
gonna
he
have
could
other
get,
projects. It would just give him longevity.
I don't think he's starving for projects. I'm sure
No.
people.
Maybe.
Something on the name alone.
I'm pretty sure it will still cause some spin-offs. Maybe not the
Because
Not for, like, the original
in that
Batman
same
and
article,
all that
didn't they
shit,
say
but-
that the Flashpoint kind of like
it erases
resets?
everything. Yeah.
It erases everything, even though it's a part of everything, and so that's
Starting a new
it's kind of
DCEU.
multiverse. Yeah, it's like a whole new thing.
They're trying to erase all that shit.
Until the Snyder Cut kills, and then they're like, nah,
As much as
maybe
we've been
Yeah.
talking about it, as much as we've been talking about Flashpoint, and as much as it has a giant opportunity to
When
be
is Flashpoint
dope,
coming out?
I don't have high expectations for Flash. And that's just my opinion.
That's with all the Batmans, right? And then Michael Keaton and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be rolling over in his grave.
2020.
Stupid. You're
Damn,
so
2022, dude.
How many people
speaking
you
of-
kill in this episode?
Not Michael
Dave's a
Keaton.
serial killer.
Not Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
Dave's murderous episode.
Getting ready for Dexter.
Um,
I'm playing Hitman. That's
Ooh,
really it,
Dexter.
dude. That's the.
did you? Speaking of Snyder Cut, did you see the new photos that are jumping around of Jared Leto's Joker, like depicting Christ?
No, even newer ones.
Yeah.
the thorn.
Yeah, he's
crown
wearing
on
a
his head?
thorn crown, just standing there like Jesus Christ.
So those are just like key shots, like for lighting purposes, right? They're not part of the flick.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Do you know what?
Why would the Joker be sitting there with? I'm sure it's not a part of the
sometimes
flick.
they do. You know how they do those like
just like
those
tests.
photos and shit just to like lighting tests and whatnot, and they put you in a studio and they just have you embrace the character. They did a lot of that shit for like Harley Quinn when she was doing Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Where there was a bunch of stuff that they released that weren't part of the movie. They were just, them with a bunch of lights on them to try to, figure out how to.
I mean, I'm sure, but
stage them.
I'm also very sure that this is all a fucking stunt to get people talking about the Snyder Cut.
This shit's.
Oh, of course. But that's
You
what
know?
I'm saying. Is this just photography or video from stuff
Oh,
that's
I'm sure.
not
I don't
actually
know.
in the movie?
I'm sure it's not in the movie at all. I just sent it to you to the group chat, but I'm sure it's not in the movie at all. Like it has nothing to do with it other than this is gonna get people talking shit and angry about this. So they're gonna be talking about the Snyder Cut.
You're gonna watch the Snyder Cut.
Then you're gonna watch the Snyder Cut, and that's not gonna be anywhere in it.
You're like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
It's just that shock value.
Shit like
So-
that would happen all the time, though. You see crazy shit in trailers, and it never fucking makes it into the movie. You're like, where was that dope scene? I hate that shit.
Yep, happens a lot in Marvel movies too.
Yeah, a lot on the cutting room floor, dude. Thinking you got a part in a Marvel flick, and then you go to see it opening night, and
Yeah,
you're
shit is
like,
gone.
yo, they cut my shit.
Yep.
Fuck.
Let me see here. So also with casting news, I guess also in the Flash movie, they cast a new Supergirl, and she's also Latina.
For
Tell me
TV
that.
or movie?
Movie.
Huh.
Yeah. Says she'll debut in Ezra Miller's solo The Flash movie, which we know now is Flashpoint.
Huh.
Her name is Sasha Cat. Is it Calle? Because that's how I wanna pronounce it. Calle.
She's got very
Just
I
because
guess,
she's Latina.
soft Latina.
If she's
would
Latina,
call
then
that.
yeah, it would be Calle.
Calle. I would
If
have to agree.
she's not, then it would
So
be Cal or Cali. I don't know.
yeah, you know how
Paula.
this is America, so everybody will call her Sasha Calle. But you know that the internet went wild on that. She doesn't have blonde hair.
Was Rocco pissed?
This is not. No, I'm sure he loved it. So she was cast as Supergirl, and everybody's up in arms because she's not a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl. But whatever. We'll see how she does.
You guys.
Look at Gal Gadot. Let me pronounce her name correctly. Gal Gadot.
Gadot.
Look at Gal Gadot. I'm sure they hated her when she was first cast, and now all these people love the fact that she is Wonder Woman. They love her. Because she is beautiful as fuck. Looks like the villain for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 has been revealed as the Spot. It's an obscure villain, but it's pretty cool because this villain apparently can create black holes into different universes.
Make that shit look sick.
Oh yeah, that first movie was amazing.
Yeah, I loved it.
If you've never seen Into the Spider-Verse, you need to and you know me, like I keep talking about like these animations, like I can't get into those, like the shows and stuff. I fucked with that one hard. That one was dope.
Animated movies, you don't have a problem.
Not too much. I've watched some of the DC stuff, but even then, it's like some of them, it's like you'll watch them and they kind of pique your interest for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you kind of fall off. I like the bigger budget animation movies, but Into the Spider-Verse was definitely like people say that it's the best Spider-Man movie to date. And I would have to agree.
See that.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree.
I like the Tom Holland ones a lot.
I mean, I like them too, but Into the Spider-Verse was definitely like one of the better stories.
Definitely.
So, but the Spot apparently creates like different holes, and he just looks like someone in like a full white costume with a bunch of like spots all over him, but those are like mini black holes or some shit. So it'll be interesting to see how they bring that into an animated movie. I'm sure they will do dope.
Yeah,
dope as fuck.
It'll look dope.
Let's see. In other news, remember we talked last week about Twisted Metal, the series?
Yeah.
Apparently they have the producer of Cobra Kai and the writers from Deadpool.
First Deadpool movie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who they were, but I mean that's good.
I don't need to know who they are, but
they wrote a damn good movie.
They wrote a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
So it's just a little promising.
It's
definitely a little bit of promising news on there.
And Cobra Kai is kind of whack, so
I never watched Cobra Kai. I've heard things.
Well, luckily, it's the producers from Cobra Kai. It's the producers, so the writers were right. But whatever.
Producers are also what provide quality. Yeah,
that's true.
They're smart.
It's Twisted Metal. Not expecting.
I just
much.
don't know how they're gonna.
You're
I don't know how that's
right.
gonna become a series, dude. Like that's what is tough for me. Knowing the game, like there's no story there. I don't.
It's a series or a movie?
Story
series.
I don't remember any storylines.
It's a TV series.
That's weird. On where? On what?
I want to say it is on HBO Max.
I want to say it was HBO Max too.
What is wrong with those people over there?
Yo, they're just
greenlighting everything.
People at AT&T are thirsty.
Oh, the writers previously worked on both Deadpool and Zombieland.
Oh, I like Zombieland.
Yeah, could be good.
You didn't like Zombieland?
That's all
Zombieland
right.
was good.
It was all right.
It was good, but it's not great.
I mean,
wasn't Dawn of the Dead or anything.
It's probably as good as Twisted Metal is going to be. If Twisted Metal is as good as Zombieland, then
that's acceptable.
No, wait. Zombieland is the movie, right?
Yeah, Zombieland's a movie with Jesse Eisenberg,
Woody
Harrelson. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm thinking iZombie.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that,
what?
dude. What? iZombie.
That was another one my girl did watch.
Disney Channel or Sci-Fi? What the fuck was that even on?
I think
dude?
it's
Get
Sci-Fi.
the fuck out of here, dude. That's so bad.
No, we're not talking about that shit.
Disrespect us like that.
When Bill Murray came out pretending to be a zombie.
I was starting to feel some kind of way about you guys. I was like, yo, y'all watch a lot of nasty shit.
No, we're talking about Bill Murray pretending to be a zombie. Like,
Word. Okay. Yeah. No
that
doubt.
was
All
dope.
right. We're back. We're cool again. We're cool again.
which, by the way, they
Emma
just
Stone was
they
in that?
just they just announced it, like that Funko Pop. I need to get that one.
The Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray in Zombieland, like
Zombieland.
he's like all zombied up.
That's funny. That's
Nice.
funny, Bill Murray, dude.
I like
love
those
that.
obscure ones. Like,
Yeah,
I like
That's
the
good.
I like the
Billy,
obscure
Billy
ones.
Madison one, dude. The fucking Danny McGrath.
Oh, that's like my
dude.
favorite
That's
one right
honestly,
there.
that's my favorite in the studio. And you have chase pieces, dude. You have very expensive pieces in here, and that Danny McGrath that you probably got at Target was amazing. I love it, dude. I love it so much. Fuck.
Oh man. All right, so let me see. We're just getting through some stuff before we get into WandaVision. There was a rumor that there was a
Is that
I don't know what that
pre-workout?
was.
That's that pre-workout. It's delayed.
Daisy Ridley says that she'd love to play Spider-Woman in a future Sony Spider-Man universe film. Yeah, she played Ray.
Spider-Woman,
Oh,
like
it's
Gwen
in
Stacy,
Star Wars.
or is that a different character?
Spider-Woman, I believe, is Gwen Stacy, isn't it?
I thought so, but my Spider-Man knowledge is not top-notch by any means.
Could be Spider-Girl. I don't know.
What
That
is
always
Dave?
throws me off. Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman.
Yeah. There's a lot of
There's
spider
so much.
females.
But either way, she wants to play Spider-Woman. Jessica Drew,
Oh,
Spider-Woman.
Yeah, no, I don't know
Spider-Girl,
Ah.
I'm assuming, is Gwen Stacy. So she's spoken her interest on that. Like, whatever, we'll
Trying to
see.
get her name out
She's
there.
trying to get her name out there, and
I like
Trying
her.
to get
She's a
some
great
work.
actress.
she
Yeah.
was great. But in Hollywood, it doesn't matter how well she performed. What matters is how well the movies did. And because the movies, even though they were Star Wars and they still did well,
They did great.
like that. Yeah, they did great. However, that, the fan backlash was a little bit.
I don't think there was any fan backlash to her, though. I don't think that should.
No, I
prevent
don't
her
think so
from
either. But
getting
I'm just saying,
roles.
like, in general, in these movies, if there's fan backlash and it got some sort of negative vibe to it, that can hurt her career, even though she did fine.
I mean, I don't see John Boyega hurting because he was involved in Star Wars. Like, I feel what you're saying, but I mean, there was a lot of big names involved in Star Wars. Oscar Isaac, he ain't hurting.
Yeah, Adam
John
Driver
Boyega
too.
ain't hurting. I don't see
Adam
why
Driver,
Daisy
yeah.
really should be hurting because she played the lead character in a movie that may not have been greatly written.
I've seen John Boyega in a couple movies. I've seen Adam Driver in a couple movies. We definitely seen Oscar
Right.
Isaac in a couple movies.
Daisy
What other movies have
Ridley.
you seen with Daisy Ridley?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's like
That's that bullshit.
That's that.
But I'm saying, like, it ain't. It's not because of the movie.
Right.
Yeah, I feel
And
you.
that's not her fault, dude.
Like,
She's
it
great.
could be
It just
she
didn't-
sucks. Could
just
be
didn't
people
give
don't
her-
like working with her. It could be she's not reading well, or
She
there's
smells.
just, or maybe she's fucking taking time off.
No, actually, she's been in a number of things that came
Just
out. No,
trash.
actually, yeah, video game, short, documentary, short, video game. She has
Getting
like
that pandemic work and that pando work, as Johnny would call it.
she has a movie called Chaos Walking coming out this year. So we'll see how that comes out. Oh, and that's the one that I've already been hearing bad stuff about with Tom Holland.
Just looking at that picture, it looks bad.
Yeah, it's that
I'm
movie
not-
with
I'm
Tom
not
Holland
excited
that I
for
keep
that.
hearing bad things about.
Tom Holland's making some sketchy ass
Which
choices
one?
over here.
It's called Chaos Walking.
Oh,
It's Tom
Look at
Holland
I don't know. That
IMDb
cherry
picture.
looks
and Daisy
good.
Ridley and Mads Mikkelsen.
I love Mads Mikkelsen. You know I'm a Mads
That's your
Mikkelsen
boy.
guy.
That's
you
your
know
boy.
I'm pro Mads Mikkelsen. But he does some weird shit too. I can't I can't say that he's firing. I mean, he's firing everything, but he makes, poor choices sometimes, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But get good for him. Get
I
that
don't-
money.
I don't see her career like really taking off after Star Wars as it should have. Not like the men in this
Yeah.
series.
exactly.
And we'll leave
Bullshit.
it at that. Yeah. It's sad. It's very sad. And more Tom Holland news.
Oh shit!
No. It's more so in the past. So Tom Holland revealed that he auditioned for the role of Finn in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, but ended up failing because he kept laughing at someone pretending to be a droid.
I could see that.
I can see that too.
He was probably
Yeah, I
a
can see that.
younger dude at the time.
Yeah,
too,
I mean
like,
he's
auditioning for
still
that.
young.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine him auditioning for that back in the day. Like,
We've seen all the behind the scenes shit too, like with all of those type of things, like with a droid and
Right.
and when they even like when they play Groot, obviously it's all CGI. It's like
Right.
some dude with this big ass fucking
Right,
hat
right.
and Groot's head
Yeah.
is up there, and you got to pretend to be like, you know, like
Just
like this
Josh
giant
Brolin.
tree is around you.
Josh Brolin when he was Thanos, dude, it's the same thing. He would
Right.
be on like stilts and shit and fucking like looking up, but at least it's like a dude. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
I
if
would
he
still
can't do
look
that-
and be like, yo, that's Josh Brolin though.
yeah, you'd still be shook, dude, watching Josh Brolin. But I mean, like, imagine, when you're.
I mean, it's called acting, you guys.
It is, however, it's
that's
still,
why,
I
they
can
make the big bucks.
I
Dude.
can still
fun.
understand, like he's just auditioning. He sees some dude pretending to be a droid, probably dressed up
Yeah,
in
I
like
could
a
totally see
bodysuit
him.
and going. It's like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are we doing?
You got to get over that.
So yeah, you got to get over that. So he could have been Finn.
It's tough. That's tough.
He could have been John Boyega.
He would have been just as forgettable.
I think he's doing just fine though.
Oh, yeah.
Tom
Yeah, he's
Holland is
good.
doing fine.
my man. It's
I
my
actually
man.
like his movies. I like his movies. He has a new one called Cherry coming out soon too. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's supposed to be good. That one's actually
Is
supposed
that-
to be good.
Yeah, that one looks good. Is that one?
What is the
Is that
premise
Apple?
of that?
Yeah. That's Apple TV
Churry.
Plus.
Apple TV Plus. Yo, they be coming out with some shit.
Palmer? Just told you guys I
Palmer
watched
was
Palmer.
good, yeah.
Palmer was really good.
So the synopsis for Cherry is an army medic suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder becomes a serial bank robber after an addiction to drugs puts him in debt.
That sounds like the dopest shit I've ever heard. I want to see that right now.
It looks
dude.
good.
That sounds
The trailer
And that's
looks
Russo
good.
brothers, right?
fire.
The what?
It's Russo brothers. It's their
Yeah,
production
Yeah.
company.
Anthony Russo.
Yep.
That's dope.
That's true.
Rated R?
Russo brothers.
Say.
That's the second movie that they've done with people from the Marvel verse. Because they
Yeah.
did Extraction with
That's
Chris
true.
Hemsworth.
That's true.
Yeah. And there's another one coming, right? There was a sequel.
It is rated R.
I don't know if it's Russo, but
Yep, there's
It's
I think
rated
there's a
R
sequel,
and-
yeah.
Over 2.5 hours.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rated R. It's
Nice.
Apple TV Plus. Apple TV
rated
Plus
R,
has been coming out.
okay.
March
Coming
12th.
out with some shit. Yep, March 12th.
March 12th. Damn, that's like before
In a
the
few
week
weeks.
of
That's gonna be a
Snyder
big
Cut,
week.
dude.
You have to watch that trailer,
Damn.
dude.
You got to watch
I will.
Cherry
It's good.
first.
I will
Get the
check it out.
drama out. And then
So, yeah.
end the week with some
the
hardcore
fuckery.
popcorn
Mhm.
drink game action. Because you know there's going to be a drinking game for
Wait,
the
is
Snyder
that-
Cut.
Is that the week between? Oh no, I was gonna say between fucking
Falcon?
WandaVision and Falcon, dude.
No,
like
I
if
think-
that
I
shit
think
drops
Falcon
the week
would have
between.
already come out by then.
Yeah.
We have 2 more
Falcon
weeks
was,
of that.
Was after.
Falcon and the Winter
I
Soldier
think
is
Falcon starts the
debuting.
week before that.
No, it's debuting March 19th.
March 19th.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That's a packed
shit,
week.
So the
That's
the
dope.
very next week.
You know
so
they
it's right in the middle.
They had to have planned that shit.
So the Snyder Cut comes out on the 18th and Winter Falcon Soldier comes out on the 19th.
Yeah.
When are you going to watch 4 hours of Snyder Cut before watching Winter Falcon Soldier?
No, I'm actually watching Snyder
Winter
Cut
Falcon
after
Soldier. Listen to
Winter
me.
Falcon Soldier. I will watch Falcon and
Winter Soldier
first. Yes,
Definitely.
I will watch that
Word.
first. Then I will
Especially
watch Snyder
you.
Cut.
I don't even
Yeah.
know. When are you going to get around to watching the Snyder Cut? When are you going to be able to find 4 hours?
Me?
Yeah.
They're releasing
I'll
it
figure
week
it
to
out.
week, aren't they?
I'll figure it out.
Or were they dropping
I'm
it
gonna
all
watch
at
it.
once? Didn't they?
You're going to watch 1 hour each day at work.
I'll figure it out. You know, I don't know how I'm
No
gonna make it
doubt.
work, but I'm gonna make it work.
I thought they were releasing
and
it
Cherry
weekly.
comes out the week before because
Yeah.
March
Cherry
12th.
I'll definitely watch
Wait,
first.
is the Snyder Cut being released all at once?
They haven't said that it's not,
haven't
so I'm
said it.
guessing they are.
I thought they were doing it. I thought I was pissed about it, but apparently that's just something I made up in my head. I'm not pissed about it. I was
think
originally.
we teased that might happen, but I haven't heard that they're. I haven't seen anything to actually substantiate that they're releasing it separately. Just
Like
that it's
weekly, like
for
week to week.
yeah, that and the time.
Why
basis.
break it into episodes then? Why not just give us a fucking Snyder cut? Here you go. Fuck.
Because then it's easier to stop,
That's true.
catch
Yeah,
up.
You get
Because you're probably not
logical
going to sit through it
stopping
one
points.
sitting. Yeah.
I feel like we talked about that before.
Or else they would have just released it all in one
Right.
movie.
one blob.
Yeah, like why
Yeah.
why even release it in chunks? It just said it's a 4-part miniseries, but it doesn't
Miniseries makes
originally
it sound
planned-
like week to week, dude.
originally planned to be released as 4-part miniseries. It will instead be released as a 4-hour movie.
Oh, what?
I don't know. This is
Did
Wikipedia.
you just break some wild shit on the Insensitive Culture podcast, dude?
This is Wikipedia.
We got some breaking
so-
Snyder Cut news here, folks.
Huh.
Be ready Thursday afternoon for that breaking news.
Yeah, I don't know. This is Wikipedia, so
Okay.
take that with a grain of salt. But
I could go on.
That's what it
I'll
says.
change it right now.
Oh,
What do you guys want to
I
say?
see it right here on supermanhomepage.com,
Okay, sounds legit.
January 17th, 2021. Zack Snyder appears to have revealed that the HBO Max release of his version of Justice League will not be a 4-part miniseries as originally thought, but will now be a 4-hour movie available all at once.
Damn.
Made this revelation when responding to a fan's question on the Vero social media network. The question was, so is this still a series or a one-shot watch of a movie? He responded, one shot.
One shot. Damn.
So,
Damn.
Okay.
never mind.
4-hour-long movie.
A 4-hour long movie, just like Dave wanted.
I like the logical stopping point when you brought it up, though. That sounded
That's what I thought. Yeah.
reasonable.
See, now that's
It was probably against his
He's
wishes.
still gonna watch it as a series.
All of this is really on him. So,
I'm gonna watch it like I do a series, man.
yeah, I'm still
I mean,
going to stop
just
it
watch-
at 1 hour points. Or
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it at
maybe
1 hour, dude. I'm not
1.5
sitting.
hours.
I'm gonna bang it out. You're
Maybe-
gonna sit on
maybe
your,
even
God
2
forbid,
hours.
You sit on your couch for 4 hours. Jesus Christ.
When am I going to have
with
that
no
time?
fucking kids? Fuck you.
Oh, you made it sound like you didn't want to, like it was a pain in the ass.
I
to
didn't
sit on
say
the
I
couch.
didn't want to. Is I'm not able to sit
No.
there for 4. I mean, I can sit there for 4 hours.
You just have little kids crawling all over you, like when we fucking.
I would literally like. So all right. So this is literally how I would have to watch it,
Let's hear
and
it.
it's me putting my son to bed, which generally that's like 7:30, 8ish, around that time,
Reasonable.
and just watching it until midnight. Do you really think
Till
that
midnight?
my girl would sit there for 4
Doesn't
hours?
she work late? Doesn't she work wild like
no, she works
nursing
weekends.
hours? Watch it on weekend.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess
That's you.
that would be me.
That's you.
I'd have to watch that shit on a weekend.
Come over to my crib. We'll watch that shit. Just
Yeah, that I can't do. I have to bring the whole squad.
yeah, no, that we can't. do.
I have to bring the whole squad with me. I can't do that.
Cliff would just be humping everybody, dude. He's in a humping phase. We're getting him neutered in a month. He's just
Oh, so is Xander.
pounding away.
So
Getting him neutered in a month too.
No, he's
No
he's
doubt,
on a
no
humping
doubt.
phase.
Is he really?
No.
I was gonna say.
Just fucking around.
I don't remember being in a humping phase when I was a little kid. That wasn't until I was like 16.
Yeah, because the only thing you were humping was your sock.
Hey.
Hey.
Ba-dum-tsh.
Dad jokes. All right, guys. Looks like we're gonna fall off right now. So we're gonna get into a little bit of some WandaVision news continued from our live
That's for
a few days ago. So if you have not been caught up on this latest episode of WandaVision, this is where you would have to fall off because this is a major spoiler alert. So as always, thank you for hanging on with us this entire time. Have your friends rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Esteban.
Esteban?
Esteban?
Esteban.
All
Sí.
different inflections.
Hola Esteban.
Hola, hola, mis amigos.
Hola, Senor
He goes,
Esteban.
See.
That's all, the whole time. That's all I would do in a
sí,
Spanish interview.
Esteban.
I would just be agreeing with everything. I'd be like, yes, yes.
See.
I want to
Will
hear that
Ferrell movie.
interview.
Casa de mi padre. That was very.
Yeah.
That was funny, dude. I love that. Was a funny answer.
That was a great movie.
I forgot about that movie. I forgot that it was even a thing.
Right? What's his face was in it too? Who's
That's
his
what you
like
come on
brother
the
there?
show for, Steve.
I feel like
You know what?
Dave would
Gems.
love that movie.
Now that I think about it, that's some racist ass bullshit, man. We need to cancel that movie.
What about him and Get
was a
Hard,
great
dude?
movie.
Will,
What are you talking
Will
about?
Ferrell and Get Hard, dude.
I mean, it won't fly in today's society.
That
Fuck, you
wasn't
throw
that long
around-
ago.
You throw around canceling things too much, then you're going to get your
2012.
wish and
He's a
get
big-
canceled.
He's a big canceler.
Yeah, 2012. 2012 is when it came
That
out.
shit
That
flew in
wasn't that long
2012.
ago.
That shit flew in 2012. 2012 and 2020, 2021 are two different time frames.
Everyone thought we were going to die. Everyone was paying attention to the Mayan long count calendar
It's
back
true.
in 2012. That's
true.
all.
There was a lot of shit that
I mean,
flew
Diego
in
Luna
2012.
was in it.
That was
That's
a Diego
true.
Luna. That's who I couldn't think of. Thank you.
And you know how I know it was so long ago? Because Diego Luna is going after the guy who played Pedro from fucking
Efren Ramirez?
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Is that his name?
I'm pretty sure it is.
It's not Efren, it's Efrain.
Efrain.
Gael Garcia Bernal. There's a lot of. Anyway,
I thought he was from Narcos. That sounds like a Narcos name.
possibly. Are you saying that because he's Hispanic?
Those dudes were
bro.
all Hispanic, dude. What the fuck are you want me to say? Puerto Ricans are just tall Mexicans. That's what you want me to say? Fine. I'll say it.
Anyway.
I thought you were going to hit the drop there once I said I was going to say it.
Fuck. All right, so let's get back on to the WandaVision talk. Oh shit, this guy, man. I don't know. I'm still laughing at you.
I said, forget about it, cuz.
Forget about it, cuz.
No. All right, so let's get back onto some WandaVision. So, all right, a few days have gone by since we went live in the group chat and on YouTube to talk about our initial. I can't even talk right now.
I thought you were hitting me with some
Initiate.
Spanish real quick. I was like, what's he about to say?
Our first
Visión
reaction.
Wanda.
Our first reaction on this latest episode of WandaVision. Has anything surfaced, since then that kind of changes how you feel about that, Steve?
Oh, yeah, definitely Steve. I thought you were looking at me. I was like, what the fuck? Steve posted all that shit.
I mean, I'm wondering. So where do you want me to begin with that question? So the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm trying to like wrap my head around like they are going Mephisto on it, and then I find something else, and I send you guys like, nah, they're definitely not going Mephisto on this. So, I mean, you ask me the questions and I'll answer them, I guess. That's how I want to approach this today.
I want to hear you at some
Well, I
point
just- yeah.
talk about that one article that you posted in our WandaVision chat about
The-
the Agatha one.
The Agatha one.
It was about the main villain, not the big bad not being who you think it was. It was something along those lines. You said it like
Yeah.
last night. It's very
Yeah,
fresh.
so I think it's this one that WandaVision leaks reveal. Spoiler
Yes.
isn't the villain you expect, or Agatha's
That's
not
the one.
the villain you expect. So basically, yeah, that kind of comes down to again, and I just love debunking the Mephisto stuff. I'm sorry, who is it that listens that always is saying it's Mephisto? I can't remember. But basically,
Probably Danny.
I think it is Danny. I think it's
That's
always
my brother,
Danny.
my
You're like,
brother.
yeah, Danny's saying it's gonna be Mephisto. No, but Danny, no offense. I think what it
He's gonna be mad because I'm not even sure if it is.
I just
We're
wanted
like, yo,
to
you
be
guys are saying that
Mephisto
it's me.
for the people that are saying it's absolutely not Mephisto.
So
yes.
So before you get into that, I actually want to throw my thought out. Is I think that we're going to deal with Agatha. She is the villain. Maybe,
Yep.
you know, maybe we may find out a little bit more or somebody else is involved. Nothing major.
Yep.
But I think that they just because everyone thinks it's Mephisto and because of the storyline and everything, and everyone is going to assume because of House of M that it's Mephisto the whole time. I think they planned for that. And I think we're going to go through this whole thing. It's going to be Agatha. There's going to be this whole thing. And then end credit scenes on the last episode. And then a little Mephisto nod for something in the future.
That's what I'm hoping for as well.
And so I do think that it's possible. Now, on the flip side of that, and the article that Dave's mentioning that I pulled up, it raises a really, really good point about, you know, Disney's impact on where they're putting their media out. They understand their strongest markets and everything. China has banned any media that promotes cult or superstition, which you can very strictly tie Mephisto to. He's a literal representation of the devil, even though he's not actually the devil. So that is, if they are going to neuter their Chinese market,
I just saw
with
something
a character
that threw water on that idea, though. Not to cut you off, Esteban.
I mean, lay it on me. Lay it on me. What do you got?
Well, I honestly, it was something more generalized that was basically saying that China doesn't actually have that much of a stronghold over demonic spirits showing up in Disney-owned property, and that Disney actually can do things like that. And I believe they referenced that they already have released things that have that in the storyline. So I unfortunately come into a gunfight with a water pistol here, but I will say that I seen something that was like they were throwing water on that whole China would never allow Disney to have a demon as the bad
I feel like
guy.
witchcraft would be sort of up that same alley too.
Witchcraft would be up that same alley.
Well, they mentioned witchcraft in
yeah.
Spider-Man Far From Home. He said it like, how many times did the teacher say that is witches? As a man of science,
yeah.
I think it's witches.
Yeah.
He talked a lot, so they already
it's
introduced witches as kind of a real thing.
Yeah.
Even though it
Who
was a
is that
joke.
guy? I love that dude. What actor is that?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Is that the dude from
Oh,
Silicon
man.
Valley? Their teacher there
I think so.
with the beard, the dude that played.
And he was a callback to like very early in the MCU too. I remember that. Like he was like I forgot if he worked for Stark or something. He was like an engineer somewhere, possibly in Hulk. And then they brought him back as a teacher or something like that.
Nice.
Like he was
Yeah.
he was a very early on character.
I
Anyway, that was
think
just a side-
yeah.
I'm
I
talking
think you're
about
thinking
JB
about.
Smoove. He's the one that was.
That's what it is.
Oh,
yeah,
JB
yeah.
Smooth. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the other one with the glasses.
Oh, that's what I was thinking
not the
of
dude
too.
from Silicon Valley.
I was thinking of Guilfoyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guilfoyle,
So-
not him. It was JB Smoove that was saying it.
Oh, okay.
You knew what I was talking about.
So back to maybe it's Mephisto, maybe it's not. I don't know. Johnny's got his article that he hasn't linked us over to.
Right,
That
right.
he's
No.
apparently pulling out of nowhere.
Mysterious
His
article.
water pistol. His water
girlfriend
pistol
that
argument.
lives in Canada
Yeah.
that you've never met before.
I mean, we all know that, you know, it can obviously go either way, but I'm still on the nightmare thing, and here's where I'm at with that. So, so Agnes, obviously Agatha, now that we know who she is, we're diving into this whole idea of the Nexus, possibly Westview being the point of where the Nexus exists, of all these different universes. Biggest thing is we know that this is supposed to lead into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, Nightmare is a being, and he rules over the dream dimension. So when we're talking about all these different dimensions in the original Doctor Strange and the dark dimension specifically where Dormammu resides and rules over, Nightmare being part of the dream dimension, knowing that Wanda, Doctor Strange are going to do some sort of team up in Multiverse of Madness, we probably want to set up something that's more along the lines of these different dimensions along with a multiverse, probably. The different dimensions probably being what links to the other multiverses that are out there. I still very much think that we are going to get our nod to the Fox universe and find out that Evan Peters is indeed Fox Quicksilver or an equivalent to Fox Quicksilver. But so I'm leaning much more towards Nightmare, and I think Nightmare is actually an easier villain to maybe wrap up into this. And again, because it plays nice with Doctor Strange and the sorcerers more so, and the Sorcerer Supremes. I mean, one of the things that I found out today that I didn't realize is that in an alternate universe, Wiccan is actually a Sorcerer Supreme that replaces Doctor Strange at some point. So Wanda's son ends up being powerful enough that he is a Sorcerer Supreme. So that tie-in makes me think that, all right, we're definitely going to go down Doctor Strange alley a bit more. He's also supposed to be like so powerful in and of himself and his knowledge of the mystic arts and everything, that I really do think that if they're going to set up anybody as the Tony Stark of this saga, it's probably going to be Doctor Strange at the end of the day, which I'm really, really into. Love Benedict. Think he did a great spin on Doctor Strange, and especially we've gotten a little bit of a glimpse of where he's come since his standalone film. We've barely scratched the surface. So that's my definitely partially wish list, but that's where I'm thinking we're going instead of Mephisto. I did see an interesting idea that Mephisto is possibly being set up as the Thanos level threat of this entire saga, and I just don't buy that. I don't.
No,
think
because we already know
it was the one dude that got cast as like the big bad.
Yeah, the guy from Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, black dude, right?
Yep.
I don't remember his name.
Yep.
Who was the character that he was cast as? See, now I gotta dig deep.
See, I was going to say, I haven't watched any Lovecraft, so I don't even know who we're talking about, but I did read a brief headline about that. Right. So anyway, I'm still on Nightmare. I think Agnes is, and whatever she's doing, Agatha, whatever she's doing with the Nexus and using Wanda's powers to do whatever the hell she's doing, is going to be tied to, bringing Nightmare into the...
Jonathan Majors is going to play Kang.
Yeah, he's playing Kang the Conqueror.
Gotcha. Now that's pretty cool because that's a good Spider-Man villain. So that'll be interesting. But we also got to remember, I think Monica, when she was in the Hex, when she's actually taken out of it in the next episode after she's in it, or whatever it is, she described her experience in the Hex as a nightmare. So that's another thing that I'm kind of all right, they've definitely used the term nightmare a few times in terms of what's going on. So, it just seems much more likely that it's going to go that route. And honestly, Nightmare is a really kind of interesting villain. And again, somebody else that I'd really like to see a take on. Kind of like what I talked about last week, where they've taken some of these weird, or whenever it was, where they've taken some of these weird characters and been able to adapt them really well to the MCU. So,
Steve, was that your article that talked about Agnes's power and over Pietro, and how in that one episode where she was, parked on the road where Vision came down and found her.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that Pietro was interacting with Wanda. So, I mean, was she controlling him from that fucking far away, or is she just so incredibly, powerful?
She was picnicking on the lawn.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought
when they first introduced. I don't know after that, but
in the
town square, in the town square place, when she shoved him. Remember, she like hit him with the thing, like they were in the little trick or treating area. That's when Agnes was, parked in the car, like what let's assume was pretty fucking far away from there. So who was controlling Pietro?
I don't know. I have a theory on Pietro, like not being someone that's necessarily under Agnes's control, but like actually just I think it might be the rabbit. I think Senior Scratchy and Pietro might be the same. I seen this on some YouTube channel.
He's getting deep
it's
now.
morphine characters.
Scratchy.
That's interesting.
I think Senior Scratchy is Ralph.
Because she controlled when she was in the 50s, sitting in the audience. She did the purple thing, and she was controlling Senior Scratchy and made him mess up the magic act. And then she does the same thing when she's picnicking in the front lawn, and you see her doing the purple stuff on Pietro, and he's walking in the door. And I feel like it might just, like you never see Pietro and Senior Scratchy in the same scene, right? You never see them in the same scene.
Wild conspiracy.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, I did remember what the reason why China is not, or what the theory was why China's not opposed to the demon stuff. Not only is it like not a bad thing in China to have demon stuff, but Disney Plus is not available in China. So,
there we go. So they don't give a fuck.
So, outside of pirated versions, or using VPNs and stuff.
So then, how can they claim?
No real
how can they
restrictions
claim
there.
that
At this time, at least?
How can they claim that WandaVision is the #1 watched show in the world if it's not even available in China?
Where it's available.
Pirates, man. Pirates.
Yeah, that's true.
Those pirating numbers and the Disney Plus numbers got to be out of control.
They're tracking that.
They
could have shut down Pirate Bay legitimately a long, long time ago if they wanted.
They do once a month. Once a month they fucking shut that bitch down.
But they let it live. They let it live on for a reason. They know it's helping everything.
It definitely is.
Making people buy more hard drives, if anything,
Yeah, Seagate is really profiting from
all
of the torrenting that's going.
Got seven raids running my back. My Plex server. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh shit. No, but I don't know. Is there anything else that we have to throw into this stellar story?
I just eat everything up that Steve throws our way. All those crumbs that he gives us. He leaves us a little trail throughout.
That's why you haven't heard anything from me. So like I don't know what to think anymore. I need more Esteban.
So did you want me to go into my
Give me Esteban.
Do you want me to go into my current working how we're foreshadowing the entire saga right now?
Yeah. Please.
All right.
That's what this is for.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Give me that the Esteban theory.
Okay. So I texted
give him that Esteban long stuff.
The long tail.
He wants that.
Go real deep on that Esteban.
Long form business right now.
It's so uncomfortable. I can hear it over the phone.
Long form.
No, we got this.
Form.
It's just another day at the park with IC.
Oh shit.
Shit. So I mentioned it before. I think we're heading into a Secret Wars battle world scenario. So for anybody that's not
legit.
Yeah, so anybody that's not kept up with any of the comics in the past like 10 years, 2015 was a culmination of a huge multi-threaded storyline where essentially Marvel Comics decided to destroy every current comic universe. They literally had a storyline where there was a Secret Wars set up where Skrulls were involved and all that, like impersonating people. Cap was actually working for Hydra, I think, leading up to all this. It was a really, really crazy storyline, and ultimately culminated in the last two comic universes were the 2000 era Ultimate Universe, which became really popular and set up a lot of the source material for the MCU, because it kind of modernized a lot of the characters' stories and brought them into the 21st century. And then the original 616 universe. So these two universes collapses on each other. Dr. Doom actually devises a plan where he's going to protect different parts of a bunch of different universes in what he calls Battle World. And it's basically the last Earth in the entire known, not even universe, multiverse. It's got all these different segments of all of those Earths. Okay. It's got its police force is a bunch of Thors, actually. The Thor Corps is Thor from each multiverse or each different universe in Marvel. Yep, there's the Thing builds, or he turns the Thing into the wall around his kingdom. So the living wall that protects Doom's kingdom that he created is the Thing. Johnny Storm is the literal sun in the sky. He forces Sue Storm into being his wife, and that Franklin is his son in this universe, and Reed's just kind of gone. He's just not there. So it's this crazy ends in a Fantastic Four showdown like no other.
To him, though?
So he ends up popping up towards the end of the story, but basically what it comes down to is at the end of it, it all turns into Doom knows that he cannot best Reed at anything, and the one thing he tried to do in saving the multiverse, the only way he could do it was to just get rid of Reed altogether. And it ends up coming out that hey, the only reason you got rid of me is you knew you couldn't do it without me or with me around, because I would have found a better way to do it. And Doom, finally, when he has to admit that, ends up basically reversing everything he did and bringing the 616 universe back into reality. And then the Fantastic Four, and specifically Franklin, who I've talked about before, go out and recreate the entire multiverse. And Franklin creates every universe from scratch again. Really, really interesting culmination of that. So
the shit those comics get away with. Those writers, dude, must have the easiest fucking job in the whole world.
To just come up with the most random, let's just take everything and throw it together. And it flies.
And we're drooling over here, dude. We're like, oh shit, that sounds like fire, dude.
Yep.
Why don't we create a comic? Shit.
Now, okay, so let's think of how crazy that storyline is, how ridiculous. We are not even introducing the Fantastic Four yet, as far as we know. But back in 2008, when the first Iron Man came out, and they started introducing Infinity Stones in the Avengers game, and even technically before that, we'd seen some mention of them. And ultimately, we got the culmination of Infinity War and Endgame, and it was an Infinity Gauntlet story, and they call it the Infinity Saga. It's all these 23 films, 22, however many it was, to wrap that up. And then Spider-Man Far From Home obviously kind of killed the phase 3. But they knew what they were doing back then. They knew exactly how they wanted to go. They knew exactly how they wanted to tell those stories, what they wanted to do to get us to the point that we had that last sequence. So we're setting up multiverses right now. We're setting up this idea that there's possibly this other Fox universe. So what could they possibly do? And they'll probably do it quicker than 10 years this time around. We already know we're getting 6 or 7 different stories this year alone between series and film. So we can build up a lot in the next few years, and then maybe in 5-6 years, when we're finally looking at the tail end of phase 6, we might have everything we need to be able to do that. We can have a 2-part Avengers type story. First movie would involve the incursions of the universes collapsing on each other, and a Reed character kind of starting to notice that there's something weird going on out in the multiverse that he's been monitoring since he came into play. And with that, eventually that film ends with, instead of a Thanos snap, these two universes collapsing in on each other, and like we think everything is over, and then they can go right into like, hey, the next film we're actually going to pick this all up, and we're going to be in this battle world that Doom started, and we're going to see the resolution of it here instead, and then that's gonna end this saga. So my assumption is that we are getting ready to go into the battle world or Secret Wars saga right now, kind of like we had the Infinity Saga with the first three phases,
Just the beginning.
and this is just the beginning, and this is just one small part. So, it's going to be awesome however they go about doing it, but that's my theory. Knowing what's coming up, what's on the horizon, there's definitely a lot of room for them to go that route. And it would be really, really cool.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. It would be really, really cool. I know it's a little ways off. We might lose some of our actors that have been in the Fox universe, but it'd be really cool if they could do that. The final two universes collapsing in on each other could be a Fox universe and the current MCU universe, and they can use that and the characters from those two parts of the shared universes as the characters that make up Battle World. So I don't know. That's me. That's what I'm at.
Jesus. Dude.
Wow. Yeah, that was a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
You just
Listen,
I want to reflect on this in like 7 years. I want to come back to this.
My multiverse in my head.
on
top of me.
It could be absolutely astonishing. Like when you do think about like how they were able to line up the Infinity Saga and the way they handled everything, start to finish, and like they knew their plan. They knew what they were going to do. They know what they're going to do now too, and they're just getting a lot better at it. And they've got that sweet Disney cash flow that's giving them everything they need. So
it helps.
Yep. So thank you, Favreau. Wow. Favreau started it all off.
Mm-hmm.
Now let him go do it with Star Wars.
You, Johnny boy.
Yep. Now he's doing it
with the Marvel Universe, with Iron Man, and with Mando on Disney Plus. So he set the bar for both of those motherfuckers.
Yep. Well, in MCU, Kevin Feige just picked it up and just continued what he was doing. So luckily, hopefully we get the same type of treatment with the Star Wars universe. Looks like we're on the right path, and MCU still looks like it's fucking holding on
strong,
very strong. Like we all had our thoughts. Like you keep it real, we all had our thoughts. Like now that the Infinity Saga is over, like what else can they do? All right, we have these series coming out. Oh shit, fucking WandaVision, the least excited. Like everyone was least excited for WandaVision, and everyone is just like every single fucking week holding on to what's happening next. And I don't know, man. We have another we have another 10 years of eating this shit up.
Fuck yeah.
Easily, right. Yeah. All right, well, unless we have anything else to throw in there, Esteban, we appreciate your input, especially all of that the foreshadowing the next 10 years of the MCU.
I'm holding you to it.
Dude,
I can't wait to come back. I can't wait to come back on,
we'll have you
the
back
television.
In 10 years.
7 years, we'll have you back.
In 10 years, you will be on the episode when that shit happens, and we're going to be like, bro, you either fuck hard because you called all that shit, or dude, you were blowing so much fucking cocks on that day.
Like, dude, were you high? Were you high when you spoke with us?
Listen. I will
I'm down for both.
I will own my mistakes.
Either one.
I will do what I need to do to make all of you still appreciate me for who I am, which is just a huge nerd that has a big wish list for what I want to see portrayed on film.
Word. Brother, if you know anything about us, man, as long as we have a platform, you are coming onto Insensitive culture.
I'm expecting though that in 10 years you guys are going to go full on Between Two Ferns, and you're going to have a film I want to be on that film talking about
Netflix
this.
film.
Netflix film. Yep. So that's what I'm holding you guys to.
Hey, man, when we interview Jon Favreau and Kevin Feige ourselves, and when we have Kevin Smith on here,
Wanda,
you'll be somewhere around.
Oh,
you'll be around here.
I better be. All right, guys.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for the insight.
Good chat as always. We'll talk at the end of the week with episode 8. 2 more episodes. Crazy.
Oh shit! Yes, you're right. All right, dude. Talk to you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later.
Yeah.
All right. That was a shit ton to fucking unpack.
Man.
That would be that if that all plays out, that would be.
I was just watching Johnny's face, and he was just
fucking
like,
amazing.
"Oh fuck, dude!"
That's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Same.
It may not play out like exactly like
he
the
got
comics,
some
but
stuff
even
right
that,
in there. He got some stuff
something,
right. He had
something
to
is
have.
in
There was so much in there. He got something right.
Right.
Yeah. Facts. So, damn. All right.
Word.
Guys, we reached the end of the episode. Thank you so much for sticking through that whole thing. Esteban went fucking nuts on his theory.
He dropped it
for the future of the MCU. Shout out to our affiliate podcast, Critical Mass. My boy Rocco. Check them out. Check out their podcast. Great stuff. Also, the Green Room podcast.
Green Room.
Green Room. Got my ad-libs, Johnny Quest over here.
Johnny Quest.
the young boys All for One Media. They've been killing it. And we have some exciting news within the next few weeks, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
And check them, keep tuning in for our content. We will Saturdays, we've been religiously going live with our reaction of the most recent episode of WandaVision. So
2 more.
There are 2 more.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Get
subscribe
alerted.
to the Facebook
Ring that
group.
bell so you know when we go in live.
You know what it is.
And even if you miss it live, we post it up there for you to watch it afterwards. So, guys, thank you for tuning
if
in.
You're live.
Yes, please.
And
leave
join
the
the
comments.
Facebook channel. And fucking comment on there when we go live.
Please.
Yo, leave the comments. We love it. And also, give us your fucking questions.
Yeah.
Word.
All right. Peace.
Peace.